everybody. How's everybody on this Sunday? Sunday for Let's Talk Guitar Gear today. So we're going to be having some fun. Going to be hanging out, saying hey to everybody. Got special guest R2R3 again today. Going to be talking some gear, talking some tones, talking how to get that detuned tone of EVH. Maybe some options, a little more affordable options and some expensive options if you want. So yeah, let's get to it. Let's say hey to some people in the chat. We got several people in already. We got, I think R2R3 has showed up. Let's get him in here. Let's see. Hey, what's going on, Mr. R2R3?
Hey, what's happening?
What is going on, dude? How's it going?
All right, man. Good to see you.
Yeah, you too. How's your day?
Pretty good, pretty good. Can't complain. It's nice and sunny outside. We have, I don't know what the temperature is like over by you, but it's 50 degrees over here, and that's like spring, summertime over here in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah,
feeling good.
We got about 60. I'm walking around in my short sleeves outside, so it's pretty nice. Looking forward to the spring coming up.
Right.
Of course, you know, in Georgia here, our saying is that if you don't like the weather here, just wait 20 minutes. You know, it's always changing, so we'll see what springtime does. Yeah, let's get to the chat here. Let me move over and let's see what we got. Scroll up to the top here. Say hey to people that are coming in. We have some early ones in. Obviously, R2R3 was here. Mike Olson, welcome in.
What's up, brother?
We've got, let's see, Patty Dill. Welcome in, Patty.
Patty.
I see Patty on my microphone holder, what I've got there. Got my OU812 hanging there. Thank you, Patty.
That's awesome, Patty.
Let's see. We have, who else in the chat? Donald Young. How's it going? Welcome
What's
in.
up, man? What's up?
Let's see. We have Graphite and Guitars. Welcome, dude. Let's see. Who else? Janice Lala is in the house. Hey, Janice. How's it going? Watched your little video on your stuff package that you got from Robbie. Got some cool stuff there. Hopefully that pickup works out on that. You said it was Epiphone that you've got. So hopefully that gets you some good tones.
Nice.
Let's see. We have also Ronald Young is in the house. Welcome in, Ronald. Rob Blackmore official. Rob Blackmore. Welcome.
What's up,
Let's
bro?
see. Dan Gorman.
Rockin'.
Welcome in, dude. Let's see. James G. Welcome.
What's up, man?
What's going on? Let's see. Symmetry. Trev is in the house. He says he's lurking by phone while driving to pick up my kid. Hopefully that'll be a quick trip and get back and maybe join us.
Right on.
Bocephus Mode. Welcome, dude.
Thanks
for the comment on the short. Bocephus Mode, just this much shy of 5150.
Yeah.
Ryan Hall, howdy. Welcome in, dude. Let's see, Bryce Regal.
Ryan Hall, brother.
Welcome.
Bryce, what's up, man?
Let's see, Mr. Mick, good to see you. Oh, we got a lot of people jumping in.
Let's see. We got the whole gang here, man.
Yeah, man. It's like a regular party. Stephen Franklin, good to see you.
What's up, brother?
Let's see. Ronald Young says in Alabama too. I guess it's getting a little warmer there. Mike Olson, what's going on, dude? Welcome.
What's up, Mike?
Let's see. Any new names I see here? Dwight Bailey, I think we've got you.
What's up, Dwight? The Hitman.
Dwight the Hitman Bailey. What's the story of that nickname? Hitman. I need to know. Somebody tell me. Does anybody know?
Somebody will type it in the chat.
Yeah. NPN 5150, welcome, dude.
What's up, bro?
Octopus Ears. Hey now.
There he is.
I think a lot of people are jonesing for some YouTube because Laz canceled. Don't know what was up with his.
You threw everybody off, man.
Yeah, he said everything was okay, but he had to cancel his show, which was unfortunate. I was looking forward to, getting in the chat and teasing him about his tape job and all that,
Right,
kind of missed out on that.
Rest in peace, Fernando.
Yeah. Got Sean Hockey, welcome.
What's up,
man?
man?
People just jumping in. keep
That's
it up.
awesome.
Let's
That's
keep it
awesome.
up. Let's see. And I think so far, Johnny Bean, hello from the pub. We'll post photo of my food in the Discord. Right on, dude.
Nice. Johnny.
Let's see. Dan Gorman, Dwight Bailey. I think we've got everybody that's jumped in. So we've caught up.
Hellface too. Hellface, what's up, man? Or half
Half-Ace?
Or half ace.
Half-Ace. I must have missed that wherever he was. Sorry about that. Welcome to the show, Half-Ace. So, what do we got going on today? We're going to be talking tones, right?
Tones, gear for all the gearheads, man.
Mm-hmm.
Because what is your favorite? Well, I can't say that. That's 4 words here. How can you say favorite when it comes to Van Halen? Everything is your favorite when it comes to Van Halen.
Mm-hmm.
But I know, Ryan, you're in this particular era of Van Halen, which would be what as we know as the balanced tones, or from 5150 on.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to be talking about.
Yeah,
Detuning and gear.
Yeah, Live Without a Net, as you know, the same with most other Van Halen fans, was just phenomenal for me from when I was a kid. Hearing that tone that he had, and then realizing that also, like on 1984, there was a bit of that detune tone, and then everything, got a little stronger with that kind of tone through balance. But that's always been kind of my favorite tone. Just something about it. It's just so thick and just so heavy and so full. And yeah, it's my favorite. What about you guys in the chat? You like more of the early Van Halen tone or the later?
Well, there you go. James G says right there, I have the tone with my H9 running in stereo through 2 5150s. Nice.
Very cool.
Not quite as huge as Ryan's, but sometimes I get tired of it and just go back to the raw distortion. Yeah, I mean that's what I do with the with my micro pitch. It has the 5 different presets on there, and I can just kind of switch through when I have the bug for the detune. Just turn that on. If not, I have a delay setting just to kind of go back to the natural raw tones just to play or anything else.
See, MPN was first to pipe up in the chat. He says 1984 tone was great. Okay. Ronald Young says all of it. Dan Gorman is partial to the early Van Halen.
Nothing wrong with that right here.
Graphite and Guitars early is the only Van Halen, so very strongly towards the first. Johnny Bean says, we saw the sky for a second. I'm not sure what Van Halen tone that is. Mike Olson says, I love it all. Anytime, anywhere. There you go. Let's see. Sean Hockey, the same. Early tones, definitely.
Nothing wrong with that.
Steve
man.
Franklin, Diver Down tone.
There you go. There you go.
Let's see. Bocephus Mode says, I use the poor man's pitch box pedal.
Nothing wrong with that, man.
Nothing wrong with that. Ronald Young says more of the earlier tones. Ryan Hall says, love the entire Van Halen from beginning to end.
That's right, brother.
Johnny Bean is going to run, so we'll make sure to tune in later. Yep, we'll give you a shout out, Johnny. Later tonight for his ASMR show, 11 p.m. Eastern.
Get some food.
Johnny Bean. Yep. Bocephus Mode said 1984 on, but seemed to get better and better. Yep. And, I like all the tone too, but I'm kind of partial, obviously, to the detune tone. In 1984, we carved the VH tombstone.
See, I was once there, man. I was diehard David Lee Roth. So there was a moment where that was around the time I was playing with my band, and we were playing really heavy stuff. And my guitar player, we used to practice in his uncle's basement. He had this big, huge basement, and he would let us play before we played shows. And we would go upstairs and have a smoke break, and I go, what's this guy watching? Because when the music would stop, I would hear Van Halen blaring upstairs. And I'm like, what is he watching? And there he is watching the VHS tape of Van Halen, man, live.
Yeah.
Live Without a Net. And I would sit there and stare at it. and I was, quietly kind of going, "Yeah, this sounds really good." But a lot of my bandmates and friends, "No, David Lee Roth all the way,
Mhm.
man.
Mhm.
No way, nothing like David Lee Roth." And I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, that's the way to go." So just until recently, I started getting back into the Sammy Hagar era, and
Yep.
when you listen back to all that stuff, it feels fresh to me. It feels new, and that's why I'm going back to those tones. I want to
Mhm.
play those songs, play those tones, but I get it, man. I get it.
Yeah.
Nothing to-
I don't know. That's a pretty strong statement, though, Graphite Cigars. Why don't you follow me behind the tool shed here? I'm going to show you something. Let's see. Rob Blackmore says Van Halen to me is when Sammy joined the band. Nothing against Roth. Let's
Yeah,
see.
yeah, there's some people. That's when it started. That's when they started seeing um, the whole Van Halen thing. I mean, I was I can't even talk. When I was leaving school, I would rush home to make sure that I would see the fresh, brand new Panama video.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when you released your short, there was a plane flying overhead, done by an airport, and every time I hear that airplane, I'm like, man, Panama.
Mm-hmm.
I remember back, that was the time I would sit there and watch David Lee Roth and Eddie Van Halen, and I go, what is that? And he had that Kramer 5150 guitar. I'm like, dude, that is so sweet.
Mm-hmm. Yep, for sure. Definitely my favorite time. I was just starting to, get in and discover Van Halen right as, David Lee Roth was exiting. I was really getting into 1984, and then he left the band. And so, when Sammy joined in, I heard "Why Can't This Be Love," and I wasn't sure what I thought. But then the album came out, and you hear the different songs and all the guitar and everything that was in that, and I was like, man, that guitar sounds great. So just been a fan of that ever since. Let's see, Zach Thong is in the house. Welcome in, brother.
What's up, bro?
I put your prize that you won in the mail yesterday, so you should be seeing that.
Nice, nice.
Speaking of which, I think R2R3 has
Yeah,
something that he's gonna do.
yeah. We have a giveaway today, man. That's something in the box.
Sweet, sweet, sweet. Let me get that set up here. Let's see. All right, we are going to have a giveaway, a secret giveaway. We don't know what it is yet, but give us a hashtag win in the
There you go.
chat. Get qualified for it. We
There
have
you go.
0 entries at the moment, so everybody, hashtag win if you want to enter for the drawing, and we'll open up the box and see what it is. All right, let's see. We've got some more going on in the chat. Graphite Cigar says, I suppose some of you would argue the Black Album was Metallica's best. That's a whole nother show.
Right.
Let's see. Some other comments here.
First 4 albums.
He says, see, that's why. Not sure what you mean.
See, that's why you owe you 812.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Okay, we got some wins coming in the chat.
There you go.
Let's see. We got win. Hashtag win. Hashtag win. Hashtag win. All right, we're getting some entries here. So let's talk a little bit about some of the gear. Ryan Hall real quick says, used to have the cassettes from first song to end, flip over and play through the whole side, all of my VH tapes. Yep, for sure. Let's see. Oh, I was introduced. Well, no, I was introduced with Van Halen 1. And, I heard a few songs off of that. And I think the first album that I personally bought was 1984. And then eventually went back and purchased all the other ones. So I guess you could say my first real introduction was 1984. So, but yeah, I listened to all the stuff. And it's all in good fun that we talk about this. Everybody has their preferences. So we're not going to start the David Lee Roth versus Sammy or the early tone versus the later tone. I'm just, my favorite is this, and everybody's certainly open to their own, likes, because you like what you like, right?
Absolutely.
Rob Blackmore Official says, my mom always listened to AM radio when I was young, and she would always hear Can't Stop Loving You. And at Easter time, she got me the Balance album and would ask me to play Can't Stop Loving You. Cool. Nice. That's pretty cool when you get your parents listening to the same music that you do, right? Let's see. Did we have, there we go. Robbie Stingle snuck in. How's it going, Robbie?
Robbie.
Let's see. It says, I was shocked she got me Balance because of the cover. Yeah, that was a little bit of a controversial cover for some, I guess. Mr. Mick says he was Van Halen 2, then VH1, but he likes all of Van Halen. And we all do.
There you go.
Yeah. So, let's talk some gear.
Let's do it.
So if somebody was wanting to get, an early Van Halen tone, they need what? Delay, reverb, that kind of thing.
Or an Echoplex.
Echoplex, maybe some kind of EP booster in front and then a delay. That kind of gives you that same little drive, I guess. But what if somebody wants the detune kind of sound and they're just running mono? What kind of gear would you recommend for that?
Eventide. No. But on a budget, if somebody wanted to easily get the balanced detune, even if it's like the 5150 era in 1984, some individuals have just gotten like a chorus pedal just to kind of emulate that sound, but you want to get that detune sound. I went for the Boss Harmonist PS6.
I've never owned one of those, so tell us a little bit about that.
The Harmonist PS6, it's multifunction. You can do pitch shifting, harmonizing with keys. You can do like a harmonized effect. But the reason why I bought it was the detune setting separately on there. And I had two settings that I would use, and I would plug it in through my effects loop on my PV6505 too, and it just sounded awesome. And I pulled out this Boss poster that has all the Boss pedals up to date from like early times to
cool. Yeah.
But I think here's a photo of it right there. It is where my finger's at. I don't know if you guys can see that there.
Right there it is. Yeah. Harmonist PS6.
PS6. There was a PS5. I mean, they go on. But the Harmonist PS6 had a very cool detune setting. I used that for a long time. About last year, I traded it in. My buddy Bruce, Mr. BHB Jr., who some people know him here in the chat. Hasn't been on for a while, but Brother Bruce, if you're out there listening, he wanted the detune effect, and I purchased the Eventide micro pitch. And so I said, hey, man, I'll just send this to you. You want to give it a try? We'll work something out. You can have it. And sent it to him, liked it right away. And for an even trade, he sent me some FU Tone titanium parts, which was awesome.
Very cool.
That was very cool. But yeah, I mean, if you guys want to try it out, you can get them used. The Guitar Center, I've even seen them that some people have traded them in. But it's something worth trying out if you want on a budget.
Kind of chasing that tone on a budget. Sean Hockey says, did he use a phaser in the early? Yeah, of course. Yeah, he used the Phase 90 and then the flanger and all that. But pretty much a Echoplex and some kind of reverb will get you that early tone. Now R2R3 just posted up a short of Atomic Punk using that phaser. Man, you got that sound down on that short.
Oh yeah, you have to use the MXR Phase 90, especially the Van Halen one, the VH one.
I listened to a lot of your shorts, and I'm like, man, that sounds just like the album.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I did a good job on that, man.
Awesome.
Kudos.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Everybody be sure to check out R2R3's channel. Give him a sub.
Woo-hoo.
Put your link in there if you like. And
Yeah.
if you're not subbed to R2R3, he
Yeah.
puts out some good stuff. Take a listen. Oh, let's see. Let me catch up in some questions in the chat if we have any. James G said he had the PS6 before he got the Eventide.
There you go.
Is it Eventide or Eventide?
See, that's, yeah, potato.
Yeah, who knows?
I've always called it Eventide, but then
Yeah.
recently I started hearing individuals call it Eventide. So
Eventide,
I'm like,
yeah.
am I pronouncing it right?
Stephen Franklin says Boss DD3 delay.
Yeah.
That's what I used before I went all stereo kind of stuff.
I used to have one of those.
Let's see. Rob Blackmore says, will a Zoom 505 effects pedal work if you are trying to obtain a Van Halen tone? I personally have never tried a Zoom 505. How about you, R2?
No, I've not tried the Zoom, but if it has a detune setting effect, that's what you need to try to follow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, what kind of settings did that PS6 have on it as far as the detune? Did it have sense plus
Yes.
or minus?
Plus or minus, yeah.
Okay. And it's my understanding, and what I run on my Eventide is a +9 and a -9 on
Right.
the left and right. So if you've only got one setting, I would probably recommend to do a +9. What do you think?
Yeah. And the Harmonist PS6, you can run it stereo, but if you're running mono, it would figure it, you can hear it. You can hear the plus or minus.
So it would send both just through the mono
signal.
Okay.
But if you were to split it stereo, oh yeah,
Yeah.
you'll totally get the full sound.
Yeah.
But if you're running mono into a cabinet, you still hear that. You don't hear the wave, kind of like a chorus. You just hear that detune sound.
Yeah.
But yeah, on a budget, that's the reason why I bought this PS6, because I was watching Johnny Bean, and people in the chat know Rob Johnson. Rob Johnson was using that pedal, and I heard it. I go, man, this sounds phenomenal. This is cool. You have to get one of these. So yeah. But when I purchased the micro pitch, that just changed everything, because I was like, okay, here we go.
Yeah, we'll be talking about that one in a minute. So
Yeah.
here's R2R3's YouTube right there. Everybody check that out. Check out his shorts, his videos. Got some really, really cool stuff.
Thank you, Stephen Franklin.
Let's see. Graphite Cigar says he was listening to the room mics from the eruption sessions earlier. Is that from the Sunset?
Yeah, the reverb's in there.
Yeah. I was watching some of that, and they showed the actual reverb room. And I was like, man, that is just cool. You know, the microphone's in there. It's just like a big concrete kind of tunnel thing. It's just amazing how they get that sound.
What's up, Tim?
Janice says she had a 7-minute phone call and she's going double speed. So what we could do to really confuse Janice is talk really, really, really fast like this, and then see what happens when she goes double speed, and then it'll be like, chipmunks.
What did they say?
All right, even better, we can do this to her.
Okay, Janice, you go.
That'll really confuse her. Let's see. James G. More pitch box is also a cheap way to get there. Is that what it's called? More? M-O-R-E?
Look at those too, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Just subbed. Awesome. Got you a sub, R2R3.
Thank you, man.
Let's see.
Thank you, Megatod, as well.
Megatod in the house. Welcome in, dude. Let's see.
Got some more people rolling in.
Yeah, just looking for any questions you guys have in here. Let's see. Ryan Hall says 80s only had DOD pedals, compressor, delay, distortion, phaser, stereo chorus, and Morley wah.
Right.
Nothing wrong with that. Donald Young says check out the pedal called Eruption from Colombo Audio Electronics. I got one on order. Very cool. Yeah, we'll have to check that out.
Oh, there you go. It's not the Albatross?
Did somebody say albatross? Let's see. Tim Thomas, welcome in.
Tim Thomas, what's up, brother?
Let's
Hit
see.
Metalwork. Hit
Hit
Metalwork.
Metalworks, welcome in, dude. What's going on? Let's see. Lots of chat going on. I think we're caught up. All right, so if somebody's looking for just something a little above and beyond, and they want to do, they want to step into the stereo world and do maybe not a wet, dry, wet like I'm doing, but maybe something, just a couple of amps. What kind of stuff would you recommend? There's a few things that I have in mind. Let's see what you would come up with.
Well, back when I was jamming the 90s into the 2000s, I was using an Elisa's Quadraverb, and it had a detune setting, and I was running stereo. The Marshall cabinet I have back here, you were able to split, and it would basically be two 2x12s. And you can use that stereo effect to get the delays to ping pong back and forth. So that was rack gear from the 90s, 2000s, 80s, 90s.
Yep.
But I've always wanted an Eventide. Wanted to get the H3000 back when I was collecting my gear. I have a 22 space Mesa Boogie shock mount rack that I just filled up. That was like my whole goal, is to get that whole thing filled up, and always wanted a Eventide H3000. But back then, even Eventide, even then, they were expensive. So I never got an opportunity to buy one. I regret it. But I have heard some players say that that's pretty much the only thing they used it for. It was that the Eventide Eddie Van Halen tone to get that sound.
Yep.
I mean, the delays are cool, the reverbs are cool, but I don't think it would allow you to use like multiple effects at the same time. You could only use one at a time.
Yep.
That was the technology back then. I don't know how the Eclipse is now. I know you own the Eclipse. Is it still one effect?
I really don't know. I took it out of the box. It didn't really have an instruction manual. You go online, you download that. But I took it out of the box, hook it up, set it to the micro pitch setting, and I've never changed it.
That's it. Yeah.
So I don't have any other really use that I want to do it. Now, if I ever get like a MIDI set up and I've got where I can change stuff on it, I might have where I'll go in and I'll use some of the, the chorusy, atmospheric stuff that it can do. But for me, just to come down here in the basement and jam, I mean, I just leave it set there, and I've got my other delays and everything on it. So I'm happy with just that one setting, with that rack thing. I don't know if you can get that micro or the Eventide Eclipse anymore. You can probably find them used on Reverb and whatnot. But for me, it was worth every penny that I paid for it. I think it was one of the last ones that Sweetwater had. And just for that one setting, it was well worth it for me. But if somebody's looking for more, maybe a budget kind of approach, here's a couple things that I would recommend. One thing that I found out was that when I first tried a wet, dry, wet setup, it was like, okay, I can't go back to what I was doing before. I am like so spoiled on wet, dry, wet. I'm going to be building a pedal board, and probably going to be building a very, very small wet, dry, wet setup for if I ever go and play somewhere.
Yeah.
I'll probably use my my JJ Junior head right there.
There you go.
And get like 3 1x12s and just make a little miniature wet, dry, wet, because you can mic it up and then send it to front of house, and it's going to sound freaking phenomenal. But somebody that's getting into, trying to do like that, maybe a small system that's not going to break the bank, a couple things that I would recommend would be this little guy right here. This is a Palmer PDI 09, and this is, they call it the Junction. You take a speaker tap and then you can go through and go out to your cabinet, and this will give you a speaker emulated signal that you can run to your effects. Excuse me, I had to clear my throat. And a lot of people ask me, they're like, why are you taking a speaker emulated out and going to your outer effects? I've tried both. I've tried a line out and I've tried this. This sounds better. I have it on pretty good authority that Eddie Van Halen actually used this little guy right here in the last tour that they had, 07 to 15 for his Wet Dry Wet. And it just sounds better. And in my opinion, this is the best sounding little direct box to do, what you're doing with a Wet Dry Wet. So you take this signal out and then you just have your dry cabinet. And then the signal comes out of here, you feed all of your wet stuff with that signal. And to me, it just sounds fantastic. So you would come out of this with the balance out. It's an XLR, and you can go to a regular plug. And if you're looking to keep costs down, I would recommend this little guy right here. I think you have one of these, don't you?
Right.
Two or
Yeah,
three?
I do. I have one right on top of my head here. I have it hooked up to a little pedal train nano, and I would unplug it. But yeah, comes with these little cards that you can slide right on top of the pedal, and you can see the little marks on there, like this. This is preset number 4. You can see it right here.
Yep.
Number 4. It's called a coral whirl.
Girl roll.
And,
Tongue twister.
You can see all the little notches, and you can put this right on top of the pedal and take them off. But yeah, this one's cool if you want to just use the detune setting. It has 5 presets that you can use to switch. You can turn it on and off, switch between the presets. I have one that's just detune. I set one up with detune and delay. So you can kind of get that little bit of that Van Halen sound, have that little delay in there to use 2 effects at the same time. And then the third one I use just for regular delay. If I'm doing solos, I have my favorite delay settings on there. And then 4 and 5, that's why I have these little cards on there. I have it the stock preset on there. You can kind of override them or just keep them. But yeah, this pedal is phenomenal. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, I had that pedal, and I wish I had kept it, but I had it, and I was hooking it up through what I've got here. Let me pull you down. There we go. And then I did some research and found out about the Eclipse unit, and I was like, okay, I'm going to get that. And then when I got it, that kind of just sat, excuse me, on the top of the rack over there, and I wasn't using it. But if I'd a little forethought, I would have kept it to put it into the little pedal board that I want to build.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll probably get another one of those, or I'm thinking of the H90.
Right.
The H90 is basically, I think, the Eclipse in a pedal now.
In the box, yeah.
Yeah. So that might be but we're talking more of a budget kind of approach to it here. So this pedal right here, I would definitely recommend.
Oh, for sure.
Pete Thorne did a demo of this pedal, and if you haven't checked that out, go check it out. It is awesome. It is awesome.
Oh yeah, yeah. Just look this pedal up. You'll see a lot of good demos and examples of how Van Halen sounds and whatnot. It's a cool pedal. I mean, I love it.
For sure. Now, as far as delay, if you're running, something a little more economical and you don't want to do a full rack kind of thing, you could do a DD3 or, just really any kind of stereo delay pedal that you want. This is the one that I would recommend.
There you go.
The Boss DD500. And I did buy that pedal, and I did keep it. So I'm definitely going to be putting this on a pedal board. But the reason that I like this is that the guy that designed this pedal is the same guy, I believe, that designed the old SDE 3000s.
Right.
So in the Boss pedal, they have SDE 3000 is one of the vintage delays, and it's a pretty good emulation of it. It sounds really, really close. To me, an SDE 3000, which is what I use, has more of a, it's a delay that's out of the way. You don't really hear it until you hear it. And then, you know what I mean? It's like, it's not up front and forward, but it's there. It thickens the tone, and it's almost reverb like.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let me play.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of off in the background, but when you're playing, you know, you don't really hear it. It's thickening things, but until you stop, you don't really hear it. And this little pedal does a really, really great job of that. So,
See, that's the way I always play it. I always have to have some kind of delay
mm-hmm.
or reverb. And Paul Gilbert one time in an interview said it best. You know, Paul Gilbert's a phenomenal guitar player.
Mm-hmm.
And he said he couldn't stand plugging into an amp and just hearing it dry.
Yeah.
And he said that he goes, he felt nervous.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, this is Paul Gilbert, man. I mean, this guy could jam.
Yep.
He said he felt not confident, but he goes, when I have a delay or a reverb, and he said it best. He goes, it's like a security blanket. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, yes, there you go.
Yep.
So I have to have some kind of delay or reverb, not so as like an effect where you can hear it up front. It's just that, like you said, that security blanket just to kind of thicken up the sound a little bit, kind of bring the confidence that you're playing.
Mm-hmm.
I just love that little trail that you hear, just a little bit of reverb, a little bit of delay.
Totally get that.
Yeah.
And actually, I'm the exact same way. When I go and I do any kind of shopping for an amp or a head or anything like that, I take this with me.
There you go.
Because a lot of times you're like, hey, can you hook up a delay? And I'm like, what? So I just take this with me.
See, that's why I have the little Hall of Fame Mini.
Mm-hmm.
Little reverb. I have a Paul Gilbert setting on there, tone print. It's a little mini micro reverb. And as long as I can plug that in, if I'm going to try a head, put that through the effects loop, and I feel like I'm at home. I feel like, okay, if this is what it's going to sound like if I bring it home.
Yep, I'm the same way. It's like they call it dry for a reason. I mean, it just feels dry, you know. And you know, I call the effects that I put on. You know, a lot of people will describe it as putting a little grease on it. You know, it makes the guitar feel different. You know, and it is a confidence thing. You know, when you just something about when you have that effect hooked up, it makes me play better for sure. Absolutely. Not that I play all that great anyway, but. So that would be the delay pedal that I would recommend. It's a little pricier, but still, you know, the quality that you get out of that pedal, I think is fantastic.
I think I might get one of those.
Let's see. I think that was it. So really, those kind of three items right there, and then obviously, you know, you got your Phase 90 and your flangers and all that. You know, that's to taste and your your choice, but for kind of that detune and delay effect, those are the items that I would recommend. Now, one other thing that I would recommend if somebody is wanting to get kind of the EVH tone is to also have a second delay that you can put in front of the amp and use it for now, as far as settings on a delay, the one in front of the amp, if you can get something that you can dial in to about 425 milliseconds, and then you can use that for like Cathedral or any of the embellishing delays that Eddie would use. Like what I have right now is up very top is I have a PCM 70, which is only set for what his Cathedral delay was, and it's 424 milliseconds. Now my SDE 3000s are set to 250 and 500. What kind of delays do you choose to run on yours?
Approximately around the same. I used to use a Digitech Digidelay. It's one of my favorite Digitech pedals. They don't even make them anymore.
Mhm.
But there was something about, I still have it. I put it in the effects loop, gives it just a slight boost. But it really doesn't tell you the milliseconds on there. It's
Okay.
all by sound and feel. So I would just turn the knobs until I knew what I wanted to hear and the solos I wanted to play. And if I want to do a Van Halen sound, I would kind of just do it by ear. Once again, I wouldn't have a setting of like it doesn't digitally tell you the milliseconds. So when I bought the micro pitch and it has a delay setting on there, I wanted to kind of retire that Digitech digit delay. I really love it. I'm not getting rid of it, and I can find them used, but sometimes they disappear. They're gone. There's somebody out there like me that sees them and just buys them and gone. If you don't buy them, they disappear. So what I did was I plugged the Digitech delay and the Eventide micro pitch delay setting, and I try to match it until I heard them. I turned Digitech on. That's what I want. I turn this on, adjust it, save it, because you can save the preset. And then I put the Digitech back in the box. And then now I'm like, here it is. Here's the delay sound that I want to hear for my solos.
Yeah.
This is what I want to hear for the Van Halen tones.
Yep.
So I know you can plug in the Eventide micro pitch into the computer and start messing with the parameters on there. I haven't done that yet. I've owned this pedal for over a year. I should start doing that, but I don't want to mess with it. I found the sounds that I want to hear, and I'm I'm good. I'm good.
I think you can actually, once you hook it up, you can go in and you can tell it exactly what your milliseconds you want. So
I'll have to look into that.
yeah, but that's pretty cool. But let me explain some more about the delay. For a long time, I didn't understand how Eddie would do like the Cathedral. I thought it was just a different delay that he used. But what I figured out with the setup that I've got is that right now I'm running the 250-500, which is, I don't know if you guys can hear that if you got headphones on bouncing back and forth. So what he would do for Cathedral is he's got the 424 milliseconds in front of that, and he would turn that on as well. And you would get the 424 into the 250 and the 500, and it would just create this big, huge cathedral-like tone. Let's see.
Sounds like Life Without a Head. Yeah. That sounds cool.
Yeah, I wasn't prepared to play that, but
that sounds awesome, man. Hey, Ryan, just give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Yeah, man. But like I said, running the 3 delays all at one time kind of gives you that effect. And I didn't realize it, but he would use that during some of his solos to embellish kind of the delay. There's a spot in Black and Blue where he kicks it in and he does like let's see if I can remember where it is. He does that little lick and he's got that delay on, or at least to my ears, I think that's what he's doing. And then, of course, like in Pound Cake, he has that little spot where he goes. I mean, does that not sound like it does on the album? I mean, to me it does. Okay, enough of that. I'll just sit here and play all day.
That sounds good, man. Sounds really good.
But yeah, running that 424 millisecond into the 250 and the 500 will give you that cathedral thing, man. And it's like dead on. I mean, that's like live without a net, for sure. For sure.
And he runs that in the front of the amp, right?
Well, I think that would probably be best. I'm not running it in the front, but somebody's just hooking up just a little pedal board. That would probably be the way to do it. Or put it in front of, on your wet cabinets, just put it in front of your other delay. Whatever sounds best, really.
Right.
You might find that your setup, it might sound best going into the front of the amp like that.
Yeah. I get a lot of questions from players that ask me how I run my pedals, and you have to play around with it.
Mm-hmm.
The combinations are different. You can switch them around until you find your tone or the sound you're looking for. If you're doing like a digital delay, you might want to put it in the effects loop. If you're, I'm talking about like if you just have an amp. Certain delays don't sound good in front of the amp. Like an Echoplex kind of delay sounds good in front of the amp, but if you put like a digital delay in front of the amp, especially with distortion, it doesn't sound good. So it's basically just trial and error. You have to just play around with it until you get the right sound.
Whatever works best.
Yep.
For sure. And as Eddie always used to say, if it sounds good, it is good.
There you go.
Was it Eddie that said that? Somebody said it.
Or more is more. I think that's in there.
More is more. Less is more. More is more. But the same tone, without changing anything, I think you can get a really, really close approximation to pretty much anything 1984 on that you play. Now, I'm probably going to mess this up, but I'm going to try this. So bear with me. Let me move over to this other thing here so you guys can see. There we go. How's that?
Go. There you go.
Like I said, I'll just get carried away playing here. I just get started and can't stop sometimes. So
yeah, you got some comments in the chat. Beautiful.
Definitely some mess ups there. So sorry about that. But I mean, what I'm trying to show is that this tone kind of takes on whatever song that you're playing, and it's like that sounds like it, let's
I'm
get to
telling
the.
you, and that tone takes you even to other places. If you're creative,
Mhm.
um, it does something. If you need a little spark, if you're getting a little bored of the same sound that you're playing, and you don't know what to play, you turn that effect on, and you just hear the stereo spectrum open up. Oh man,
Mhm.
you just
So
have to
yeah, I mean,
try it.
you guys think this sounds good over YouTube with your headphones or your speakers. You should hear what it sounds like in here when I get it cranked up a little
Oh,
bit. It's
oh,
just like it almost brings tears to your eyes. It sounds so freaking good. Well, me anyway. I love that tone. So
oh yeah, man.
let's see. Let me catch up. Any questions in the chat?
Welcome, Alonzo. Alonzo Guardi.
Alonzo, welcome in. Yeah, man. Didn't realize you were in. Yes, that is R2R3. Alonzo, R2R3,
There you
R2R3,
go, buddy.
Alonzo.
It's like I always see him in the chat. What's up, man?
Yeah. Sean Hockey, on point. Thank you, man. Thank you. Like I said, I'm not, not claiming to be Eddie, but
Is Robbie still in here?
Robbie,
Hey, Robbie, check out my backdrop there. Kramer.
let's see.
It's Kramer time.
Yeah, I think he's still in the chat. Symmetry, love this riff. I've been practicing on it. I've got to really, really get it hunkered down a little bit on that one. It's a tough riff to play. That change, the
Oh yeah,
that change right there.
right there.
It's difficult. You got to palm mute. You got to pick each string correctly.
And we were talking before the live stream how on the recording on 5150, Eddie does do a little blunder there,
Mm-hmm.
but it's Eddie and it sounds good.
Yeah, it all sounds good. Sounds good. It is good.
There you go.
Ronald Young, Ronald sounds great. Thank you, Ronald. Let's see.
Wait, what, Alonzo? What are you? Don't be selling gear, man.
Steve Franklin says, "How do you guys feel about carnal knowledge tone?" Love it, love it. And like I said, this tone here is kind of a chameleon. So whatever you play, it kind of like, yeah, that sounds pretty close to it.
Aren't they? They're remastering that, right? Or
They're doing the Right Here, Right Now album. I think they're redoing that. I don't know what all they're doing with the other stuff. It very, very well could be. But yeah, I love the carnal knowledge tone for sure. What's going on, William De Silva? Welcome in. Let's see. Sounding around in the same area. Yeah, I don't claim that it's going to be exact, but it's going to be pretty close, and you can pretty well get away with most different songs. Sounds great. Thank you. Even back to 1984, you can. A little too much volume on that.
there it is.
It sounds like 1984.
It's the Eventide right there.
Yeah, for sure. And earlier I did the Panama. I mean, tell me that doesn't sound like the
Right?
album.
It's right there.
It just kind of chameleons into whatever era that you're playing.
I had to buy the Eventide micro pitch, man. You had to just.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have the full blown rack. Love it, man.
I have the same units that Eddie used, with the exception of the Eclipse. He used the H3000. So everything that he used is in that rack, with the exception of the H3000. But I think obviously the Eclipse is more modern.
Then you need the H&H power amps.
You know what? I thought about going down that route, and I was like, no, that's just
Man, then you'll definitely blow your neighbors.
yeah, that's just way too much.
Too much,
Yeah.
man.
So yeah, I just run a little Carvin power amp.
Do you own a wireless at all?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's one of the early. Let's see, I got it right here. It's the X2. This was the first one that they came out with that said that there was no compounding. This is the company that Line 6 bought, and Line 6 now makes their wireless based on this.
Believe it or not, I still have a Nady.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I bought this 2009, 2010. You know, so it's
still good.
Yeah, I mean, it's
the only
still
reason why I ask is because in the summertime, springtime, when the weather gets nice, I plug in my wireless and I walk outside. My kids and my wife they go to grandma and grandpa's house for the whole day. And I got the whole day to jam, record YouTube videos, and plug in the amp pad with my Marshall. And that's when, man, I blast it. I plug in the wireless because most of the time I just plug in direct, with a guitar cable. But I put the wireless and I go outside because I just want to see if I'm too loud, if I'm rattling windows. Man, this had, 120 watts. Are you kidding me, man?
Yeah, it gets it. Yep.
Too much.
Yep.
And so I'll turn it up to the volumes where I'm like, let me just see if I can just turn it up here, and I'll walk outside. And my neighbors see me. They know I'm up. They know what I'm doing. They see me with wireless, and they're like, turn it up.
Yeah.
I'll play a couple tunes for them. I'll play a couple songs, play some Van Halen songs, play some Black Sabbath or something, and they love it. They can hear it. It sounds muffled, but they go, what do you got going on in there? And I'm like, you don't want to go inside, man. Your ears bleed.
Yep. From time to time, I'll turn mine up, and from where I'm sitting right here, the door coming into my basement is probably, I guess, maybe another 5 feet that way. And so from standing all the way against that wall to where those sit, and when I crank it up, I can feel the air that those things are pushing. And there's just nothing like that.
Isn't that phenomenal?
You hit those chords and you feel that sound hitting you. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So let me catch up in the chat here. Sean Hockey said, sounds great. Thank you. Graphite Cigar said that they are remastering, not remixing.
That's it. Remastering.
Steve Franklin says they're doing Hagar started with live right here, right now. So that'll be the first one out, and do some others coming up. Ronald said spot on. Awesome. Very cool. From Dan Gorman. Thank you. Richard Friend, welcome in, dude.
What's up,
Good to
man?
see you.
Good to see you, brother.
Did I catch Alonzo coming in?
Yeah.
What's up, Alonzo? Let's see. Who else we got here? Patty Dill, type in #win in the chat.
Right, guys.
R2, R3 is giving away a mystery item from a mystery box that we will have a mystery unboxing here shortly.
You'll like it. It's
so,
cool.
#win in the chat to get qualified. We've got, let's see, Richard Friend just did a 3-hour art comic stream on my channel. Yeah, very cool. You do the artwork for a lot of the books that I saw. I forget exactly what they were, but very, very cool, dude. I saw a bit of that on Johnny's show. That was cool stuff. Very, very cool. Rob Blackmore Official, can I join? Sure. Did you email me? Let's see. Let me check my email.
Do you mind if I share Richard Friend's YouTube channel here?
No, absolutely. I'm all about helping anybody and everybody to get out there. So everybody click on, let's see. James G set up his legit. Thank you, dude. I spent a lot of time on it.
Check that out.
Graphite and Cigars. What name is on that wireless, please? It is X2. X2 Wireless. They no longer make it. It was bought by Line 6, and it's now the Line 6 G10, G60, G90. It's that same technology. Mr. Mick, I'd love to hang out in your basement. Come on over.
Right? Field
Steve
trip.
Franklin is asking, do I have a rig rundown video? Yes. Check my channel. It's a real quick basic rundown. If you guys want to, I mean, I can take some extra time and maybe during a live, I can pull the stuff out from the wall and show you how it's all wired and,
That's cool.
you know, how it works and that kind of thing.
I have a video up as well, showing my 22 space shock mount rack. Whatever I have left of the stuff that I've sold, but check that out as well.
The company before she started the. Oh, you mean the wireless? Yeah, it could be. Yeah, I think it was somebody came out with it was a new non-compounding technology, they said, and I think Line 6 jumped all over it and bought them out. All right, we got some hashtag wins in the chat.
There you go.
Everybody
Type it
getting
in,
qualified. Let's see how many entries we have here. We've got 20 entries, and we've got, need a refresh over here so I can see. Showing 30 watching, so we got 9 people, 21 entries now, 30 watching, so you guys hashtag win in the chat.
Hashtag win. Hashtag win for your friend. Even if you don't want it, give it away.
All right, let's see. Let me get a link for these guys that are asking to join in and get them in here. There we go. And here we go. So if you guys want to join in, discuss some of the stuff that you've got, show off your gear, send me an email. The link is in the description. Also, I now have a mailing address. So if anybody would want to send me any letters or anything at all, you know, send me ugly hate mail. There you go. There's the address.
You have to create a pick, man.
Great. Yeah.
Pick design.
Yeah. Might not be a bad idea.
Here's my guitar pick from my old.
Very cool.
My buddy David Stafford, Joe Wentz Project TV, and R2 R3. Gotta have
very cool. All right, let's see. We have Richard Friends was saying DC Comics, and then he worked with Joe Satriani for about 16 months. That's what it was that I remember from Johnny's show. He had some artwork for Satriani. Very cool stuff, man.
Yeah.
Very cool.
That's why I put your link in the chat there, man.
There's his link right there.
Go check it out.
Let's see. Let me see. Trying to find, because I'm wanting to find it myself. So let me open that in the new tab. Okay, cool. Now I have it. Very cool. I'm going to check that out. Let's see. Megadeth and Iron Maiden 2. He's done stuff for. Very cool.
Sweet.
Megatod 707 says, mystery item. So mysterious. I wonder what it can be. We will have to see what's in the box.
What's in the box, man?
All right. Catching up on the chat here. Let me see. Anything else? Yep. There's my rig rundown. Symmetry's got it posted there in the chat.
Right on. Working behind the scenes.
Let's see. Amazing playing. Well, thank you, Donald. I really appreciate it. I'm a professional basement guitar player. So just trying to get better and better every day.
That's what I love to do.
All right, let's see. We have anything else in the chat? We got a bunch of hashtag wins. Sean says, my neighbors love my tone loud so much they threw a rock to his window to hear it even better.
Oh, yeah.
Was taking out the trash. I must be talking to the other Ryan. Let's see. Catching up on the chat here.
Alonzo wants to know, is it a locking
Yeah,
nut?
I just saw that one. It could be. You just have to hang around to find out. Janice says Wally is in the box.
Yeah, Wally.
Yeah.
He's not here, but that's another cool dude. Wally in the box.
All right. So I think we've caught up with the chat there. Oh, we got somebody waiting. We have from the Great White North, we have introducing. He goes by Symmetry, and he's also goes by Trev. There he is.
Hello, my friend.
Welcome in, Trev.
What's going on, man?
How's your day?
Another Sunday fun day.
Awesome. Anything
Everything's on
exciting
track.
going on? Any more chicken in the oven?
No, tonight I'm going to do a roast. I got a strip loin, a 3-pound strip loin chunk I'm going to roast up. That means beef dips tomorrow. So
Cool. You gonna make any hoe cakes?
I don't know if I'll make some hoe cake. Like that, right?
That's a little
But
bit.
you know, hoes got to eat too. So
Yeah, you gotta eat. That's a little bit of a joke with Trev and I from last night. We had a little get together. We were hanging out and talking. And what was the name of that guy that was making those?
what was his channel again? It was hilarious.
Yeah, I'd seen him in movies before. He was in that movie
Cooking
Friday.
for Po People is the
Cooking for Po People. Yeah, Witherspoon, wasn't it? Something Wither.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if
He
you
is
guys want to
hilarious.
laugh, go check out this link that Trev's about to show with you. It was funny. Now it's a little off color, so if you don't like that kind of thing, don't go watch it.
Get the history.
But yeah, it was funny. We had a good laugh about it. We got somebody else. Oh, we have here from the Great White North as well. We have Mr. Rob Blackmore official. What's going on, dude?
What's a wolf gang?
How's everything?
Yeah, pretty good.
How you doing, man?
Pretty good. Let me take this overlay off so we can see everybody.
Alonzo, there's nothing wrong with the Yamaha THR 10X, man. I have one of those. That's cool little practice amp. Something to jam on, for sure.
If you're looking to check out a really good practice amp, and it doesn't cost you very much, I'm currently using the Fender Mustang LT25.
Mm-hmm.
It has 60 presets, 30 already preset, and 30 additional more that are clean that you can adjust. And the original 30 presets you can also tweak too.
Nice.
Yeah, anytime I go into Guitar Center and play guitar and I just want to plug into something, I play through that little, I think it's a LT50, they have a LT125 and maybe even higher than that. But even the little small one like you're talking about, it's the LT25, right?
Yep.
I think that I played through that last time that I was there. Actually played the Shark guitar that I bought through that little thing. It sounded great, you know?
Now,
Really,
those little Fender Mustang LT25s, I was just wondering, like I mentioned earlier there in the chat about the Zoom 505. I have the Zoom 505, the original Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
And I never tried it, but I would imagine it would probably work. If you were to put that Fender Mustang LT25 on that metal lead, I think it's preset 11, and then put in line that Zoom 505, I would imagine that would boost any sort of like, make it sound a little bit better. Like, even though you have to set your volume, like you'd have to keep in mind setting your master volume at like 1/4 or you wouldn't put that too high because you would pop the speaker in it.
Yeah, I wouldn't know about how that would take a pedal. You know, it's not something I've ever tried. Does it have any kind of effects loop or anything on it at all, or it's just, it is what it is?
There's just plugging straight into the amp and running the presets or the ones you make yourself. And then there's also a plug-in for a foot switch, like a Fender foot switch. If you want to use preset 1 and say preset 30, you can program it into the pedal and go back and forth.
Gotcha. Yeah, I've never messed with a Zoom pedal. How about you, Trev? Have you messed with one like he's talking about?
Nope, never had anything like that come through.
Can't dig one out of the closet.
A simple purist ultimately, I just want a tuner
Right.
like graphite.
Yeah. Zoom 505.
Yeah, I remember
So-
those.
Does that have any kind of is that like distortion and all that built into it as well, or is it
Yeah,
just effects?
Yeah, you got your compressor, your limit, your wah, your pedal wah, your distortion. You can select from acoustic rhythm, overdrive, distorted, blues, and metal guitar sounds. It's got a feature here. It says ZNR amp, and then from that it says 1 to 9 or A1 to A9. It got an EQ from 1 to 50 plus a phaser. Chorus planer, double step pitch. I would imagine that's a pitch shifter. Delay, hollow room. Each one of those three features goes from 1 to 9, whether you're in delay, hollow room, and your level is 30. And you got a built-in tuner when you double click the pedal.
There you
Gotcha.
This is really old, but I mean it
Yeah.
still
I
works.
think
Yeah.
around the time that came out, I think they even made like a limited edition Dave Mustaine one. I think he was messing around with it backstage and before warming up, or whatever you want to call it. I think they came up with a Dave Mustaine limited edition one.
What was
Well,
your
this is- This is what it says right here. We can zoom in on this, Ryan. Everybody can have a read of that.
How many effects?
24, I believe.
24. There you go.
24
There you go.
programs?
9 at
20
once.
24 effects, 9 at once. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a shot of it. What I was reading off you guys in the middle.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I got these here little buttons on either side where you can adjust your sounds or your storage. Each bank it got different banks in it from A to F, and each bank has from 1 to 9.
Okay, gotcha. So yeah, I guess definitely anybody looking for some kind of entry pedal or something that might fit the bill. Like I said, I've never heard one, never played one, so I don't know how well it would, do kind of what we're.
It would kind of
Kinda.
remind you of the Digitech pedal. A Digitech pedal, they came out with one similar to that, and then Digitech came out with one. It was almost the same, but it had a wah on the side of it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. What was kind of your first kind of entry into effects stuff, R2, R3? I remember my first one that I bought, it was a little half rack unit. It was called a Yamaha FX 500. Do you remember those?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It had a little foot pedal switch that you could get with it, and it was like a little half rack. And I thought that was the best thing ever when I got that thing. And then I figured out how to do stereo with it, and that was kind of my entry drug into the
There you go.
stereo stuff. What was kind of your first stuff that you had?
The first, this going back to 1989, and my first amplifier was a Rockman XP100.
Cool.
Yeah, I still have it to this day, man. That
Nice.
thing is. I look on Reverb to see how much they are. I mean, they're selling them for outrageous prices, but the chorus on there, obviously, it's Tom Schultz. For people who don't know who the Rockman is,
Yep.
the Boston sound.
Love that Boston song.
That was my introduction to MIDI, to understanding what channel presets and changing channels were, where you create one channel for a rhythm, one channel for a clean lead. So yeah, right there it was. It had a compressor, a pre-EQ, the chorus. It had like an echo delay. It wasn't really so much of a delay,
Right.
like a digital delay. It was like more of an echo.
Like a
Reverb.
slapback kind of thing.
Yeah. And then it was my taste of the stereo because it was two built-in Rockford Fosgate speakers that were in there, because I opened it up to see what they were. And yeah, that was right there. I was blown away. When I started playing with my band, we had to play a show. It wasn't loud enough. So I bought the Marshall cabinet and I plugged that in, and it still wasn't loud enough for my drummer. My drummer was just blaring away.
Heavy hitter.
so that's when I went into the rec gear of the ADA with the Elisa's Quadraverb.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Quadraverb, if you guys want to look it up, that was the whole reverb, digital delay, chorus, effects, detune,
Yep.
everything.
Yeah, that's the one that you always heard, if you were into the 80s rack gear.
I still have my ADA, still have my Quadraverb, I still have all my gear, my favorite gear from the 80s and 90s that I kept.
Mm-hmm.
I still have it. Love it.
Well, you'll have to get it all hooked up and have it ready for one of these Sunday shows or something.
Show and tell.
Oh, I have to do it. Quentin, everybody knows Quentin James, keeps on harassing me to make a video. Plug that shit in, man. Do it.
Yep.
I'm like, I have to.
I got some motivation to do it now.
Yeah.
Rob, there's a question. Megatod707 says it's very interesting about the Zoom 505. About how much can he find one of those for?
Ooh.
You may be able to now, if you shop on Amazon, you may be able to find one of those Zoom 505s. And in Canada, to find out, I believe I just looked it up for fun on Amazon. And I think that Zoom 505 pedal in Canadian dollars would probably run you anywhere from $75 to $85.
So
They're
that's
very-
about
they're very rare right now.
$5 US, something like that. I'm just kidding. Let's see. Zach Thong says that you did win last week, Zach Thong, and he's not entering this week. Well, that's cool, man. Catching up in the chat here.
Zach Thong has been winning a lot of stuff. Nothing wrong with that. But
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Chances to win. LOL. Robbie, you've got awesome chance to win. Let's see how many entries we've got.
1 in 32.
We've got 23 entries.
23.
So
23. We got 28 in the chat. Come on, lurkers.
yeah, you got to make it worth the postage. Come on, let's get some more people entering.
Like I said,
Hashtag win in the
you don't-
chat.
If you don't like it, you can give it away. Give it to somebody. Someone will like it.
I could use a detuner, folks.
A detuner.
Just saying.
Let's see. Ronald Young says they are going for mint. That pedal that he's talking about, Ronald? You looking one up?
Maybe talking about that Rockman.
Oh, could be.
Oh,
Megatod says that's sweet. Did you get that Boston tone with
my
that?
goodness. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only way to get that chorus sound. Yeah. I'm glad I never got rid of that thing. If it's your first amplifier. So when I started playing guitar, I played unplugged. I had my Epiphone electric, which I still have the headstock over there, which I've shown before. And I played everything unplugged. Pink Floyd songs, Led Zeppelin songs. That's how I learned guitar. Unplugged, no amplifier. So that when I finally saved up enough money with my job to get that Rockman, I remember special ordering it through this local music store that's still around to this day.
Mhm.
I told them, I brought in the little flyer. I go, I want this amp right here, this little XP100 portable amplifier. They had the rack mount units. I have a couple of those as well. But yeah, I remember when I went to go pick it up, everybody that was in the store, that worked at the store, crowded around me, and they're like, plug it in.
Mm-hmm.
I want to hear it. And when you're young and you don't know how to play too many tunes and you plug it in and everybody's watching you, I didn't know what to play.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, all the tunes you learn, you're just shy. And you're like, okay. Played a couple chords on it. Changed little presets. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to pack it up and go. I wanted to take it home so bad just so I could just go play it. But
Believe me, I know exactly how you feel like right now. You know?
plug it in.
It's like every time I turn up, I'm like, okay, I'm going to make a mistake. I'm going to make an ass out of myself here. But looks like, Rob, you've got yours set and ready to go. You just want to play something?
I don't got it plugged in.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
just sitting there, more or less,
You're like me. You always got to hold the guitar,
Hold
kind
it,
of a
holding it.
security blanket.
Running laps, unplugged. We'll watch some shows.
I thought you were holding it like a necklace. I'm seeing that thing around your neck, and I'm
Oh.
like, okay, yeah, it's like it's your Wolfgang.
Let's
Yeah,
see.
no.
Donald Young says he has the Rockman Soloist.
Yeah. There
Very
you go.
cool.
Yeah.
That's the one that you just plug into with your headphones and you just play
Right.
through
And
that,
that's
right?
what this XP100. You know what? Let me grab. I have the flyer here. Give me 1 second. Let me grab
Yeah.
it real quick here. I'm gonna put this little.
Alonzo wants to hear Summer Nights. I unfortunately don't have a trans-trim guitar in my hands, so I can't do it just yet. There would have to be high demand in the chat for me to get up and swap guitars. So
Yeah, I just puttered around the house last night, and then I just had this here sudden urge. I come up from the basement after having a smoke, and I grabbed the Les Paul, and I was just sitting there, and I was like, wait a minute, this is out of tune a little bit. So I decided to take a venture and use the actual tuner in the pickup ring of the Slash KFD. And man, that's the simplest thing to use. I was scared to use it at first, but now I did that last night. It's easy.
and it's pretty accurate.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, Ryan. I'm going to make sure I keep an eye on that battery that's in the back of the cavity and make sure it's always up to date.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got to make sure it doesn't leak in there too.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. That's what I was thinking. Two things. I was thinking either take the battery out and just use the tuner that's in the amp, or just kind of use it and keep an eye to it, and then because that battery is right over your potentiometers, and you see, like, you could open it up and you could like take your baby finger and just slide your baby finger in and touch the top of the potentiometer.
Now this little rechargeable D'Addario,
Oh, I have one of those. Yeah.
I'll tune up with this so that I'm satisfied with the tuning, and then I'll lean over and look at the strobostomp, and it'll be a little bit out.
Yeah.
Now, what is this?
You're
What
talking
is
about
this?
this thing, right?
Hang on.
Yeah,
Maxis
that's the one.
360.
USB rechargeable.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Maxis. Very
I
cool.
won that from Laz for Christmas.
Oh, nice.
Lad.
What else you got in that cabinet there, R2, R3? Come on.
Oh, this is like.
When you reach it in there, you want out something different.
Yeah. On my show, if I grab it, there's Floyd Rose in here, scalers,
all kinds
strings,
of good stuff.
Tickle trunk. Take a look in the tickle trunk.
That's my gear stuff. Here, since you got me presented, I'm going to show you something.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys remember, there was an advertisement for Marshall. Marshall had this grenade. It had the Marshall stack. I want to say it's the JCM 900, right after the 800 came out. And it had a grenade. And so Rockman came out with this advertisement, which is the grenade cracked in half.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And that's the amplifier I bought, the Rockman XP100. That thing right there is the rack mount unit that you would be able to get. One space rack mount, but it was built into these two speaker little handle right here, portable amplifier. I said another one just hatched, and it's loud too. That's the whole full rack.
Yeah.
Wow.
What were the specs on it as far as, did you mention that earlier? Does it say 100 watts on that?
It's 100 watts, but solid state.
Solid state?
Which solid state 100 watts is completely different than 100 watts of tube power.
Yeah, for sure.
But I mean, when I turned it up, it was good, and then it had external outputs to go into a 4x12 cabinet, which made it even louder. It had the same settings that you can use to plug or output, just like the Soloist, the little module headphone practice amp thing. Had everything on there. The digital delay, or not delay, I'm sorry, readout, the channel, MIDI channel, had out 99 channels, pre EQ, compressor, chorus, distortion, clean. The clean is like phenomenal. So this is my first amplifier. I still have it. Saved the advertisement for it. And then right after that, I had to get this. The class of 89. That's a great year. Class of 89, the ADA.
Yep.
Look at all those players right there. Vito Bratta, Paul Gilbert, Marty Freeman, Kirk Hammett, Jason Becker. I mean,
Yep.
come on.
Early 90s, I had an ADA MP1 myself.
Oh, gotta love it, man. Gotta
Yep.
love it.
Good stuff.
Then,
So-
of course, after that,
Oh, yeah.
See, I need one of those heads for this cab.
right there, the original.
Yep.
That's the
Our-
amp. 1991 ruled the world right there.
Yep. I remember those first came out, and I was so excited to go to the guitar store and check them out, see what they were all about. And then realized that I couldn't afford it at the time.
Right?
So, question for you. Graphite and Cigar says, I've been looking at the Strobo Stomp. Can you show us that? That's the first that I've heard of that.
You talking about this thing right here?
Oh, if it's got a
Oh, you've got one.
Trav, I beat you to it, man. I got it right
He's
here.
got one right here.
I go right in my little box over here in my cabinet.
Of course, it's in the tickle trunk.
So that is a Peterson strobe tuner.
This
Digital
is-
strobe.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. This
And
thing
it's super accurate.
it's super accurate. When I do my intonation on my guitars, this is the way to go. Big time. They also have different settings. They have an EVH setting. They have a Van Halen setting.
Mm-hmm.
Never used it.
So
For all of his sweetened tunings.
the tunings that he uses, the way you had to adjust it to play certain songs. This is it right here, man. This
Very cool.
is the pedal.
Would you recommend that for somebody that has a trans trim?
Oh, for sure. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
My way.
And if you ever noticed, for the Van Halen fans, backstage, all the guitar techs and Eddie would always use the original Peterson strobe tuners.
Mhm.
That's the most accurate. Peterson is the most accurate tuners out there. When they came out with the Strobo Stomp, it's dead on. It's dead on. I mean, all my guitarists, when I do the intonation on my saddles and everything, you can't beat it.
How long has that been out? Because I have not heard of it.
Really? Over a year, 2 years? Yeah, a couple of
Okay.
years, maybe
Okay.
longer.
I've had mine for a year and a half, I think.
It's a must.
Have you ever used the Polytune, the TC Electronic Polytune?
I have seen
That's
that.
the one I was looking for. It wasn't up until I went to John DeShane's house the first time, and it was like checking out his stuff and played through his rig and shit, and just playing around with that Strobo Stomp. I was like, this is the tuner I have to have.
Yeah.
You know, before that, I was just using this stupid little Korg thing.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna have to go get. You got me gassing for one now. So.
Now, it's funny that you guys mentioned that, because that is a little slight hint at what might be in this box.
Oh.
A Strobo Stomp?
A Peterson Strobo Stomp. Wow.
Everybody's doing hashtag win.
Hashtag win. What you got there, Mr. Rob Blackmore?
This is called a quick tuner for automatic tuner for guitars and bass guitars. It also has a pitch pipe on it. It's quite a few years old, and you can tell whether you're sharp or you're flat by the indicators on the top here. If you're in the very center, you know you're dead on.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't want to do that, you can just use the little pitch pipe on the bottom here, and it walks you through all the pitches of each sound, and it just simply runs by 2 AAA batteries. And you just got to plug in and make sure your volume on your guitar is open, and away you go.
Cool. Probably a pretty cool budget option.
Yeah, it's it'll probably run you about 20. Back in the day, it would probably run you about maybe $20.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's pretty affordable. I don't know who makes this, but I've got a couple little tuners here that I use for just real quick down and dirty tuning. I'm not sure who makes this. What's that little logo on there? Can you tell if it will focus?
It's gonna focus away.
Why is my camera not focusing?
There you go. Hold your hand up behind it. There we go. I don't recognize the logo.
Yeah, I don't know who makes this. This was just a cheap down and dirty hook on the headstock. But I also have this one, which I really, really like. This is the Polytune Mini.
Right. Yeah.
This thing
Cool.
is really, really good. It gives you a digital readout, plus or minus. Really, really good little budget tuner. But yeah, if that thing is as accurate as you're saying, I may have to get one to when I do the calibration on the trans trim.
Oh, dude, yeah. I mean,
It's as
Trev, you know
close
what
to perfect as you can get, I think.
you know what I'm talking about, Trev. It is just.
I just find it easier to use too. If you're looking at the stupid line on this thing or the light
Here,
meter and shit,
let me see if I can.
swirl around and you just dial it in until it's not swirling anymore.
Let me see if I can plug in a.
Settles down.
Here, give you a little.
Yeah, let's get you.
Let me see if I can turn this off real quick here. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Now you can change colors. Let's see here if I can make it red, orange, blue, purple.
Does it have Jedi green?
Yeah, turquoise,
Yoda
pink.
Yoda green. There we go. Yeah.
Oh, you want green? There you go.
Cool. Very cool. So when you strum a note, what are you looking for?
So let's see here. Let me see if I can. So when you strum a note, you're looking for. See how the thing is going up and down?
Mm-hmm.
Right there. So you want it to be stable.
Where it turns into one solid line?
Yeah, it just kind of, you'll see it go up. You'll know if you're sharp, flat. But when you start seeing those little the dots kind of like the lines stop moving, you know you're dead on.
Cool.
I mean, it's every time I use it, it is unbelievable.
Nice.
When you look at the manual, you'll see it kind of explains the different presets that you can do and use. Edward Van Halen style.
Mm-hmm.
All that. But
Cool. Very cool. What are we talking as far as cost on that little thing?
It was 200 Canadian.
yeah.
200 Canadian? So that's like $50.
If I had to guess, I can't remember how much I paid for this, but it's probably like around $200.
Yeah.
But it's well worth it. I mean,
yeah.
I would like to use it on my pedal board. You can use it has a buffer. It has true bypass. There you go. Yeah, there you go. It'll tell you if you're dead on D sharp, if you're whatever tuning you're there.
I got you. So you just want the least amount of movement out of those rings.
You got it.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Now, do you always, when you tune, do you tune where it's sharp and then falls back exact? Or do you tune to where when you strike it, it goes exact?
Settles it into exact. Strikes a little bit sharp. But usually, if I don't tune with a pick, I'll just use my thumb and kind of get an average hit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Go a little sharp when you're striking.
Yeah,
with
I'd rather be a little bit sharp than flat. Because if you're picking, I mean, you're not going to actually accurately pick every time the same way. So you're gonna see that needle or that thing go sharp and then kind of balance out a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting. So I'll go. You'll see it go sharp a little bit and then kind of balance out. That's when you find the setting.
Yep.
So
I think that's the way the majority of guitar players will do it. I heard that the tech for Eddie at one time was saying that sometimes or for some tunings he would tune it to where when you hit the note it was right on the note, because he was saying that Ed wouldn't stay on the same note very long. so he wanted when he struck it, it would hit that note.
Yeah.
I think it was a video where somebody was interviewing about his interview when he got dropped off at 5150, and they handed him a guitar and said, "Here you go." So that was his kind of thought process
Yeah.
of what he did. So,
Have you gone to the Strobo website and diddled around with hooking the computer up to the pedal? I haven't actually USB'd mine to the computer.
No,
but
I have
there's
not yet. No.
There is a program you can get. You can, instead of diddling around with the buttons, again, it's like anything else. When you hook it up to the computer, you can get right in there.
Yeah, Tom Weber.
yep, Tom Weber.
Yeah, no, I haven't tried it yet, but I mean, for everyone in the chat, if you were to get one, just buying it and using it, just using the presets that are on there and settings, and it has a guitar, basic tuner. Use that one so you don't get thrown off, because you can go into that manual and you'll just drift off, and it'll just take you to this like rabbit hole. Yeah, rabbit hole of like, oh, let me try this, let me do this, and different alternative tunings and so forth. But yeah, for since you mentioned Transtrem, that I think that would be you'll be blown away.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to get one to try it. Mega Todd, what symmetry got going on there? Is that cough medicine? You don't ever let anybody know what you're drinking, right?
They don't know what you need to know what that is.
They don't need to know what you're drinking.
It's cough royal.
Red Solo Cup.
Again, the little hang we had last night, that was kind of a joke there. Let's see. Alonso says he saw that interview. It was pretty cool stuff. Yeah, Tom Weber interview. He talked about how, some strings were, up to 13, 14 cents off for Eddie's tuning. Just by the way that, he would, had such a strong grip on the neck, he would pull stuff out of tune, so he would down tune it.
And that's why I feel that he went with vintage stainless steel frets on the Wolfgang, just because they're smaller. And I've noticed that on the Wolfgangs with the stainless steel frets, I can press down real hard and they don't go as sharp as if I were to play the jumbo frets.
Yep.
So
obviously the taller the fret, the more you would be pulling the string down.
Almost like a scalp fretboard.
And pulling it sharp. Yeah. Have you ever played scallop fretboard?
Yes.
It is a weird feeling, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. But if you play normal, I mean, if you normally play your guitar, you want to just try. If you do play that guitar, you want to just kind of press down to see what happens, and you'll hear it. You'll hear notes are sharp. The D chord sounds off, and if you press down real hard, of course you're gonna just bend those notes out of tune. But if you just kind of just go over the fretboard lightly, and it's fine. Because I have it on my Jackson Kelly Friedman.
Oh yeah,
signature.
That's right. The last couple.
But on
frets,
the last couple frets, I don't. It's used. I get it why they did that. It's more to dig in, to bend those strings up in those higher registers, just to get your finger underneath there. And I see why some. I remember Warmoth. You were able to customize your necks and pre-order them with from the 12th fret lower register normal, and from the 12th foot higher scalped. So half and half.
Richard Friend is asking, just to confirm, the tuner is the Peterson Strobo Stomp HD pedal tuner.
Yes.
Correct.
That's correct?
That is correct.
Yeah. I'm definitely going to have to look into that. You have piqued my interest.
If it seems expensive, once you buy it, it's a great investment.
Yeah. It's one of those items that does what it says, and it's worth
every
penny.
So I still have the box. You have the box. Comes in the next
keep all my truss rod covers in this box. No point.
Megatod says he's never tried scalloped. Pros and cons. I think you talked about the pros. Any cons other than, I guess, pulling stuff out of tune?
Yeah, cons is just pressing too hard. But that
kind of like the Steve Vai concept or take on it, where I think it's like 18 and up are scalloped.
Yeah.
Mike is asking you guys, how's the weather up in Canada? He's got 3 inches of snow this morning.
Oh,
We had a foot of snow last night, and it's been sunny and warm all day. It's just melting like crazy out there.
Yeah,
It's
there we go.
super heavy. The trees are all sagging down because the snow's.
Trevor will get what I'm saying. It's that cold here. You gotta have one.
That's the Starbucks of Canada.
Right. Canadian Starbucks. Richard Friend says, I am buying one right now. Very cool.
Yeah. Oh, you're gonna love it, man.
I guess we need to get some kind of sponsorship from some of these places that we're recommending shit
Right?
from.
Can I say the words Super Lead Overdrive Saldano?
Sure.
You know, come on, Saldano.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
If you send me a T-shirt, Mr. Saldano, I'll wear it.
If you send me an amp, I'll play it.
Yeah, that too. Well, you know.
Even if it's one of those little minis, I'll do
play
a
it
video.
If he sends me an amp, I'll play it in my underwear, man.
So if Mr. Saldana, if you want to send me an amp, my address is in the description of this video. So send it on. I'll be happy to make a video and post it. Let's see. Well, I got lost here. Yeah, it's catching up in the chat. Patty says Alonzo made you a keychain today. And Patty, you were just busy with the keychains. I got mine, one of them, hanging here on the mic. This is the one that I won on Johnny's show the other day. Can we see that? Kramer time.
Drink time.
And then this one's cool. I like this one. Well, I like them all, but I think this one was my favorite. The
That
little
is
OU812.
Yeah.
You rock, Patty. Thank you again.
Custom, personalized.
Yes, thank you, Patty. Now that you can see me, because the chat goes crazy with those number ones. I got a surprise in the mail the other day. Johnny Bean had got me this.
There you go.
Cool.
Kramer time.
And I was just expecting the T-shirt.
It's Kramer time.
I didn't know that Patty had made a keychain for me, and I opened up the package, and the keychain was inside, multicolored.
Very nice.
It's downstairs right now, but thank you, Patty. I love it. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, Patty, you rock. Let's get a bunch of P's in the chat for Patty.
Put those P's in the chat for Patty.
P for Patty in the chat. And then a hashtag win to enter into the giveaway. All right, let's see. Any other questions in the chat? Let's see. James G says, I didn't love the SOL pedal. I don't know why.
Funny
Anybody else tried that pedal?
I would try that.
I know that a lot of people were saying that it should go into a fairly clean, almost broken up amp. So I don't know how people were trying to use it. I have not tried one myself. So
I haven't tried one. I can't
comment on it.
The way I was.
Says, cool shirt, Kramer time.
It's Kramer time. I always chuckle when I hear that.
Got a bunch of P's in the chat for Patty. Patty, you rock. Always, that's a given. I know that Patty's going to be here watching every time that we go live.
Oh, that's right.
So,
yeah.
Thank
Janice,
you, Patty.
Janice
as well. Yep.
I did see that, Janice.
Bunch of wins in the chat. Yeah, Janice, we saw that. You got, I think the pickup was in there as well. I think I actually mentioned that earlier. Mr. Mick says that's my favorite pedal. Run it through a clean amp. That's the SLO pedal you're talking about. So you've had good success with it, Mr. Mick.
There's Janice's link in the chat there.
Yeah, everybody check out Janice's channel. Give her a sub. Let's see. William De Silva says he's tried one, but he likes this Centwerk N5 Plus better for an SLO tone. So you like a competitor's pedal better for an SLO tone over the actual SLO pedal?
It could happen.
I mean, yeah, I can see that happening. Wouldn't be the first time. Oh, okay. The pickup was from Robbie.
Robbie, yeah.
I gotcha. Patty Dill says, Symmetry, you've got a keychain that's finished too.
Right on.
Nice.
James G says he sold his. I'm assuming the SLO pedal, not a keychain that Patty sent you. if that was the case, you sold the keychain that Patty gave you, we'd have to take you to the, behind the shed and.
But he was sold to another James G.
Oh, there we go. Then that would be okay. Now we know you're talking about the SLO pedal. Yeah, sometimes you just don't gel with something, so might as well sell it off and get something that you like.
That happens. That happens.
Mr. Mick, I'm getting some VH tone from it also, from the JHS Andy Timmons pedal. I've been hearing a lot about that pedal. What's the other pedal that I'm hearing?
The delay pedal? The Halo?
Halo? Is that the one?
Yeah.
Is that one and the same pedal?
Well, no, there's a GHS, kind of like an overdrive drive pedal that Andy Timmons has.
Okay.
But the one with Halo is from Keeley Electronics.
I got you. Yeah, I've been hearing about. I haven't watched any videos or anything on them, but
that's another investment I want to get.
I understand that it has like the multiple delays that you can put, like actually 3 delays going or something like that. Is that right?
Yeah, it even has a little Rockman setting on there too.
Oh, okay, cool.
So
it's amazing what they're able to fit into these pedals
right?
these days. It's just stuff that would take up this much room in a rack.
Right?
Is now in a little pedal these days. A lot of people have said it before, and I'll say it. It's no better time than right now to be a guitar player. There's so much cool stuff. There's, cheaper alternatives for, getting a really, really good quality guitar that's not going to break the bank. And, even some of the higher end stuff is that much better than it used to be.
See, I'm all for vintage gear, but I'm also for the newer technology advancement. Which allows me to kind of keep that vintage gear kind of fresh and tucked away.
I get what you mean, R2. It's if you get the vintage gear, you want to play it. But if you get newer stuff, you go and play the newer stuff. So the old vintage stuff, you don't get you're not like
right. Yeah.
Putting laps on the 59 Les Paul.
Let's see. Zach Thong says, you want to see my guitars? Absolutely. Send me an email, and I'll give you a link to jump in. You can show off your guitars, man. Yeah, we'd love to see it.
Zach's got a pretty cool collection. They're all lefties. Graphite will like it.
Mm-hmm. Nothing wrong with a lefty. Well, there is. It's lefty.
Oh, it's a Slash.
Slash Epiphone.
Slash.
Yeah, everybody in the chat saying yes, Zach. So, yeah, send me an email. I'll get you a link. Everybody be sure #win in the chat. Get you qualified for the mystery giveaway. So, you've had a little time with that guitar. How are you liking it, Rob?
I'm liking it. Like they're saying, like, there's the neck. It's not very thick.
Have you learned Sweet Child of Mine on it yet?
Oh God, no. My fingers would be like,
It's a definite. You got to get like muscle memory on that lick. It's kind of a tongue twister as you try to do it. I don't have it down, but see, I've already messed up. It's a cool lick though.
I just like sitting here, even if I'm just running down, doing the like Dave Mustaine says, doing the blockhead things, just 1, 2, 3, 4 all the way down. But like, man, I'm just sitting on the end of the bed. I don't know, right? It's just simply.
Are we supposed to be hearing something? We can't hear anything.
No, it's not plugged in.
Oh. It's almost like you're playing air guitar. So
yeah.
let's see. Let's see. Everybody's still saying absolutely Zach. So
Okay, Zach sent me a picture. I guess I'll present it. How about that? Here we
okay,
come out.
okay, yeah, we can do that.
Oh, where did it go?
We've got a question for R2R3. Mr. Mick asks, "How do you get your EVH tone?"
Ooh. I have, if I'm playing here at home live, I have my PV 65 Plus. It's a custom shop head from PV when they used to do custom shop amps.
Mm-hmm.
So I love the tones that come out of that thing. But when I'm doing YouTube videos, I have certain plugins. There is ML sound plugin at the Fluff. Everybody knows Brian. What's his name? Bruce Fluff.
Everybody knows him by Fluff. Yeah, nobody knows his real name.
And he, I don't know if they still have it. They may still have it. They have a free preset on there. It's the EVH EL34.
Mm-hmm.
And that gets some sweet tones. So when I want to do YouTube videos, it's easier to use a plugin and record directly into my DAW, my Logic, instead of miking the amp. So yeah, I can get some killer Van Halen tones out of there.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So Trev has some pictures of Zach Thong's guitars. So let's get that in here.
Look at that.
Little front line of some classical and acoustics. And there's Les Paul. He's got a Sabatelli, Strat-based object. And he's made his bed.
Yeah, he made his bed to show us his guitars.
There you go, man.
Now, how many of those, Zach, did your uncle make? I know you said that your uncle makes guitars. Was it the first two acoustics that I see there, or was it all the acoustics? I'm thinking it's the first two that I see.
Because of the headstock design?
Right.
Yeah. I know that. It's like some super, super nice work.
If you hold up your phone in the mirror, it'll look right-handed.
Flip the image.
Very cool, Zach. Very cool.
That's awesome, Zach.
Mike Olson says, "I have a 93 PV 5150 amp head." And
yeah, Mike Olson.
Awesome, dude. Awesome. Yeah, those are... I don't know when I got rid of mine and why I got rid of it, but yeah, it's another one of those, why did I get rid of this? Had that one and a 5152, and just along the way, don't have them anymore.
I'm always looking for one to match up with this.
Now, how much stock can you put into, they say there's the block letter version and then the other version. How much better is the block logo really?
I think it's more just for the aesthetics of just seeing that on there. Just from interviews, hearing from Brown, that it's basically the same components. Now, the difference that people argue are the transformers and the amp, and that's why behind this amp cover here, when I bought the custom shop PV head, it was supposed to be the same wiring, hand soldered, same transformer components, tubes, whatnot, that would have been on the original 6505. I'm sorry, the 5152 head.
Right. We have Fruitcake Tony has joined in.
There you go, brother.
Tony?
Yeah.
Appreciate you coming and checking us out.
Fruitcake Tony is my Van Halen brother.
There we go.
And I'm going to put his link in the chat here, everyone.
Absolutely.
I know a lot of individuals in here have seen Fruitcake Tony, but he has a show on Wednesdays, which is called Halenville.
Halenville, yep.
For all the Van Halen freaks.
Very cool.
And on Saturday, show me your pick. And he has a great show, great following, great people in the chat. Ryan Hall's in here. He knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Great
cool.
trivia.
Check him out. Check him out for
Definitely.
sure. Yeah, I think this is your first time in the channel here, so welcome in. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm a bit of a Van Halen
Oh,
fan
yeah,
myself.
man.
So thanks for coming and checking us out over here. Cool, man. Digging the channel. Glad to have you, man. The more the merrier. Tell your friends. Have everybody
right.
come stop by. Let's get back up here. Mike Olson was saying, not a big difference in the block letter. I've used both side by side and no sound difference. So backing up what you're saying there, R2.
Cosmetic.
Let's see.
John DeShane rolled in. Cheers, brother John.
John DeShane, welcome in, brother.
What's up?
How's it going? Let's see. Any other questions?
Another Strobo Stomp user.
Mr. Mike, again, awesome collection, Zach. Yep. And Zach did confirm that was the first 2 guitars that his uncle made. Now, Zach, is that what he does, or that's just a hobby that he's happened to make a couple for you, or does he have a website where people can order special order guitars, or what's the story there? Let us know in the chat. Let's see. Alonso says, do you guys recommend the Iconic? What do you think about it? I've played the Iconic at the Guitar Centers when I've checked out some guitars and whatnot. I dig it. You know, I don't think that I really have a need for it. I don't know why I would say that, but you know, maybe that would be a good platform for me to do like the miniature wet dry wet like I'm talking about.
Right. Yeah, I
You
was
know,
just going to say that. If you want to just take something
yeah.
portable and
Could start with that and then get a couple 1x12s and a couple of those pedals, and man, you're good to go. So I've really liked the tone of them when I've played them. I just never really thought about
I'm
how
telling
I
you,
would use it.
my friend and co-host David Stafford's music studio, he, with his band, he plays live shows, and he uses the 5150 Iconic combo amp. And it's loud enough. He plugs it into a PA to just bring it out, even out there more, and he swears by it. Loves it. I've heard his tone. He sent me WhatsApp videos, recordings of it. It just sounds killer.
Very cool. So
They come with caster wheels, don't they, as well?
I'm not sure.
I'm not too sure. I have to ask him about that.
Because in the
not
future,
sure.
that's what I plan on getting. Not the cream colored one, the dark cabinet one. I want the 80 watt.
Well, the 80 watt is the head.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one you're after. Okay.
Yeah, I think I might go after something like the. I know it's if I can't get the 80 watt, I'll get that new one, the EV8 60 watt 2x12s.
The 212, yeah.
Or even get 1x12. My friend there has the 1x12, and it's it does the trick, man.
Yep. Yeah. I guess there was some demand for them to put out the 2x12, but yeah, I would think a 1x12, especially with stage volumes, what they are, you know, unless you just want 2x12.
60 watts of true power, man. That is.
Yeah. Oh, and especially if I was going to do, you know, something like build a little small wet dry wet, the 1x12 would be all I would need, because, you know, the mics that I have set up there are only on one speaker. You know, the reason that I have all this back here is just for those times where I turn it up and I go stand over there and I feel the sound hitting me in the face. I love it. So let's see, catch up here. There we were. Recommend the Iconic. So yeah, some good recommendations for that. Everybody saying hello to Fruitcake. John DeShane, again, welcome in.
What's up, brother?
Digging the channel. Thank you, sir. Let's see. Hashtag win in the chat. If you want to qualify to be eligible for the giveaway, we're going to do a spin. Mystery box. We don't know what it is.
Don't forget to type that in, Tony.
Yep. Hashtag win in the chat.
Fruitcake Tony is where I won the Kramer pick from the trivia he has.
Cool. Now, is that the same? Didn't Amanda get a quarter
Yes.
from his channel over there? Okay, yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, she was telling me about the first time she went over there. She didn't technically win it. Somebody gave it to her.
Yes.
You know, said, here you
Ed
go.
from the channel donated it. Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah, very cool.
Trev, show that again.
Yeah, we missed that.
Tony,
Yeah,
give me
that's
this
some
one,
big-
that one.
$1 million Van Halen dollars.
Yeah, he gives those away if you're a wiener.
Very cool.
With the
Very cool.
Yingwei pick,
Very cool.
which is actually a pretty nice
No.
pick. I've been tempted to play with it, but leave it.
Yeah.
That's some big fat money.
Big fat money.
Mike Olson says he needs to buy a nice acoustic guitar. How nice are we talking? Are we talking
Are you happy with my
$500? Are we talking
acquisition?
$800? We talking $1,200? We talking $2,000?
Or like an Ovation 12 string.
Oh yeah. Which R2R3 has a short that he put out playing Led Zeppelin on an Ovation 12 string. Check that out. Make sure you got a link to your channel in the chat there somewhere.
Oh yeah.
So Mike, what kind of acoustic are you talking about? Because I can definitely make some recommendations on that. So this is Fruitcake Tony's YouTube link. Everybody got that? Let's see. Everybody welcome Fruitcake to the channel. Welcome in, welcome in. Saying hi to John DeShane. This show is totally bitchin'. Love talking about gear. Cool, man. I'm glad you guys are digging it.
Right on.
Kind of laid back, just hanging, talking about whatever. Playing a couple of Van Halen licks or two. Let's see. Am I detuned? That's not a detuned song. Oops, I forgot that lick. Let's see, how's that go? Oh well, oh well.
Oh, it still sounds killer, bro.
I knew I'd screw up somewhere. All right, yeah, so just hanging out, jamming, having fun. Like I say, I start playing that in that tone. It's just like I don't want to stop.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Here we go. It's my uncle's friend who makes the guitars. He makes them for people all over the world, and he doesn't have a website.
Oh. Facebook?
Donald Young says he has the 5150 Iconic, and he loves it.
There you go, the combo.
Very cool. Mike Olson has a white 5150 350 watt head, and my buddy bought the Iconic, and it's badass. So, thumbs up on the Iconic. Stafford Studio. Who is this?
That's my co-host.
Right.
Show. We haven't done a show for a while. He's been busy with family and playing with his band, which I respect, and I wanted to jam out and play live, something that he's been wanting to do for a while. So, but you can go hit that link and you can see some old videos of us live and shenanigans. And a unique thing that we had in our show was called Guess This Riff or Guess That Riff.
Mm-hmm.
And so we would just, all of us, we had three of us, Dave, Joe Wentz, and I would come up with a maybe like 30-second, 15 to 30-second riff, post it, and then play it on the show. And then we would have everyone in the chat just guess it. Just fun, you know.
Well, we can do that right now. I mean, let's have it in the chat. Everybody guess this riff.
There you go.
What
Or
song
just-
is that?
Or just play the first note. Dang.
Oh, okay. Well, we can do that too.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Good luck.
play it.
Hashtag win in the chat to win. Be eligible to win. Let's see. Mike Olson says 1,500 on an acoustic.
Ooh,
That's pretty
yeah.
good.
There you go. Oh my goodness.
You've motivated me to take
I
this
would-
guitar off and show you.
For that amount of money, I would get a nice Martin.
Martin is a good option. Let's see. I got to get up to get this, so take it away.
All right. Yeah, Rob.
Yeah, John DeShane says Ed screwed up constantly. Yeah, but his mistakes just sounded killer. I don't even want to call them mistakes.
No.
It's more or less called when Eddie made a mistake. It's more or less called an exploration because you got that question in your head. What's he going to with next?
Thank you, Janice. Yeah.
All right, Mike Olson. This is my opinion, my humble opinion, and it's only my opinion. But I searched and searched. Now, this is going to be a little bit more than the 1,500, maybe 16 is what these are. This is a Taylor.
Taylor.
This is the 224 CE K DLK or DLX, sorry. 224 CEK Deluxe. This is a Koa guitar. And I searched and I played all kinds of different guitars. I played the Martins.
I think we lost you.
We lost your video. Battery die in your camera?
Yeah, you know what? My battery probably died on the camera. Let me remedy this
Switch to the
real
hand
quick.
cam.
Yep, got to switch to the other. Give me just a minute.
But I love that acoustic. Ryan's acoustic inspired me to get an acoustic, and that's when I went out and got that Cat's Eyes Koa guitar.
Oh, you bought one? Nice.
Can you see it?
No, let's check it out,
My
man.
Koa? All right, we're back in a second.
Yeah.
You guys are on your own.
Okay, I'm back. Well, my head's cut off, but that's okay. Now you can, let's see. There we go. So this Taylor, let me just play it.
Play it. Let's hear it.
I mean, this thing, the bass, the mids, the highs, everything just is just voiced so well, in my opinion. Ah. Wasn't
I've
warmed
been
up
working
with
on
the
that one
acoustic.
too.
Yeah. But I mean, the tone out of this thing, the feel of it, I mean, that would be my recommendation, would be a Taylor. I'm sold on the Taylors.
Yeah, I love that thing.
Now, you got, what did you say that you had there, Trev?
Was this a Tokai? Cat's Eyes. So this is, what was it, $800 Canadian, so 600 US price point, I'm guessing. And with the Koa and the mahogany neck. And it's got the Fishman rigging in it, which I have yet to use. But yeah, I love this thing, man. It's going to make me a better guitar player. It keeps you a lot more honest, and you have to be a little more cognizant of exactly what you're doing.
Give me just a minute to adjust my camera.
Totally cool.
Okay, I'm going to put this one back in the house before it catches a cold.
Oh, yeah. Don't let it warp, man.
Do you want to see it up close there or two?
Oh, that looks sweet, man. Is that an ebony fretboard?
It's by Tokai.
Okay.
Cat's Eyes.
Yeah.
So it's a Martin copy, I guess. Mahogany neck, Koa. Not gloss.
Sweet. Beautiful.
The Martins look good too, R2. I was out along in McQuaid here, and they got a room where you can take, guys like these in, but the whole room, it's got a really cool vibe. Like a couple throw rugs, a couple couches. It's all acoustics, left-handed, right-handed, acoustic basses, ukuleles, banjos. You would really dig that vibe if you like that. And there's a big selection of Martins.
Oh, I love Martins, man.
Yeah.
Love Martin guitars.
They even
Alright.
got the smaller scale Martins too.
My favorite Martin is the D28.
John DeShane, that's not this show, buddy. You might have to wait for a little while on that one.
What's he saying?
He says hashtag win Trendstrom guitar. Not gonna happen.
Good luck,
So
buddy.
sorry about the camera. Obviously we've been going for over 2 hours now, which
Really?
it just feels like we just
Oh
started.
my goodness, yeah.
The battery on my camera typically will last about 2 hours, and I need to get, they call it a dummy battery that you can actually plug into the wall. So thank goodness for backups, right?
There you go.
So sorry about the camera. I mean, this is not bad, but
Oh, that's good, man.
yeah, we're good. All right, let me catch up on the chat. 1500 definitely get something nice. Yes. Something similar to what Robbie has. I don't know what Robbie has. I think he told us what it was one day, but I can't remember what it was. That's the short I was talking about. Everybody check out R2, R3's short for his Led Zeppelin.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks for the kind words. I love Van Halen and love this community. As we all, man. So welcome into the channel. Let's see. Great show, OU812. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I'm glad you guys, I'm just doing what I like to do. I like to play, I like to jam, I like to chat, talk about gear. So you guys want to come and listen and hang out.
Yeah, thank
Man.
you. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out with us, man.
Absolutely.
It doesn't even feel like 2 hours.
No, absolutely not. This is the way it's supposed to be, comfortable and enjoyable. It's not supposed to be like scripted. Like if you got something to say or you got something to say, just be gentleman enough to let the person say something.
Yeah.
That's how you learn. Hands on. If you want to learn, ask a question or two. If you're unsure, what's about this pedal? What about that cable? What about this guitar? Be a sponge.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absorb it all, man.
Richard friend, the sound is really close to Ed's tone. I try. So I appreciate that. Sean Hockey says, question marks. I've never seen Trev play. Any chance?
Next weekend.
Next weekend? Okay. I've learned not to push on Trev, so
The problem is it's midday, and I usually wouldn't play until we've got a few more of these going inside.
Right?
I've seen Trev play when he was on Johnny's. He would blast that thing.
He
man.
turns
I'm
it to
a lot
11
better now
now.
than I was a year and a half, 2 years ago.
I am being messaged here. Let me see what's going on.
Thank you, Janice. Thank you for the kind words.
But yeah, it's just a bunch of fellas hanging out, talking and stuff. It's such a cool, casual environment and fun place to be.
Yeah. I mean, we had some of the topics that we wanted to talk about, which was the Van Halen tones, the balanced tones, the detuned stuff, and gear. But after that, it's just hanging out hanging out with friends.
Hanging out, chilling. Yep. Thank you, Patty. You rock as well.
Everyone,
Thumbs
come
up.
on. Hashtag win. Hashtag win.
Ronald Young gives a thumbs up for the iconic. John is reassuring me, saying that Ed screwed up constantly. And he would always play it again. So it sounded like you meant it. Right? You make a mistake, you do it twice, and everybody thinks you meant it. Let's see. Starts with 4th fret G string and open B. OU812. I forgot what I was doing. Oh, that last little lick. I know it, but my fingers have forgotten it, so I'll get it back. Dance the night away. Oh, we having a request? I have to get the guitar.
Dun, 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 dun. Which, let me see if I can go in my cabinet here.
See, that's another one of those songs that, I was talking about that extra delay. I would probably add that extra delay on it.
Here you go, Ryan. Let me hand you this pedal to get the...
Okay, let me. All right.
There you go.
Who gets that shit?
Let me see if I can remember how to do this. Oh, that's Women in Love. So I don't need the extra delay for that. No, I need some more practice on that one. There it is. I'm tapping at the wrong spot. Whatever. But then the riff There we go. Something like that. Have we lost everybody's audio?
No, we're
I'm
good.
good.
Oh.
We're good.
All good.
All right, catching up in the chat. Mike says every Martin he's picked up, we're in the 2K to 2,500 range. Yep.
Yeah. See, I've been out of touch with the Martins for a long time.
John DeShane, he called that riff. I guess that's when I was doing that. Man, I'm way back in the chat. There he goes. Lay it down.
Sounds good, man.
Yeah, if only I could play it right.
Come on now, don't be biased.
Getting there.
Alonzo's calling for some Alice in Chains. There we go.
Sounds awesome.
Let's see. Sounds amazing. Looks amazing. Thank you, sir. Yeah, you guys. I mean, plug in. Let's hear you guys too.
Yeah, man. Soon.
Yeah.
I'd plug it in and play, but YouTube would kill them and crush my audio.
Yeah. Mike Olson says, what is the model number? It was the 22, what did I say? 224 CEK.
CEK.
I'll be
Yeah.
right back, guys.
All right.
All right. Steve Franklin was asking Trev to strum it. Wanted to hear it.
It was only out here for a minute. It's too cold out here. It's like
Yeah.
55 out here. 60.
Richard says
Plus, my
Takai
kid was
makes
playing
great
it.
stuff.
I had to pull it out of her hands. I was like, I need this for show and tell. Bring it back. I just tuned it.
See, I'm making all kinds of sales on the show today. I mean, I need some kind of kickback from these manufacturers, right? Come on.
Maybe they're
Right,
paying
there we
attention
go.
to
Who do I need to send emails to? Let's see.
We got the Peterson.
Alonzo says he's a sponge when it comes to guitar and gear. I guess that was from Rob's comment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm way back in the chat here. Let's see. Yep, Graphite Cigar says he loves the Taylor Koa range. In my opinion, it's the best acoustics that I have played.
Not yet.
Yep. More thumbs up, more hashtag win in the chat.
Yeah.
Not yet.
mystery box.
Still have a mystery box to open. Let's see. You know We Die Young? No, I don't. What's that one? What's that one that goes? You know what Alice in Chains song that is?
I'm trying to think. Yeah, I'm trying to hum it.
Mm-hmm.
It's from it's the self-titled one, the one with the three-legged dog.
Right.
I
I can't remember the name of it.
the name of the song.
Those 3000s make it, and the PCM 70.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. My SD 3000s. Yep. We were talking earlier before you got here, and we were talking about how to get close to some of the stuff on a more reasonable budget, and we had talked about the Boss. Oh yeah, I'm trying to show it to the wrong camera. The Boss DD500 because it has the SDE 3000 emulation built into this. Pretty close, pretty dead on. What do you use,
He has
John?
one of those, or he
Yeah.
recently had one anyway.
Yep.
He's like his DD500.
Janice says, I wonder what it's like for an artist to have their sound and songs duplicated by regular people. I would think that they would
I think it would be
find it
flattering.
as a compliment, yeah.
Yeah.
Jerry Cantrell is one of my favorite guitar players. Cool guy. He is my number 3. Eddie Van Halen, David Gilmour, and Jerry Cantrell.
Gotta say, your Pink Floyd short was really good, man.
Oh,
You were
thank
pretty
you.
good, Gilmore.
Oh yeah, that was good.
Let's see. I'll email you on how to get my guitar into StreamYard. Yeah, man. Yeah. I'll help you out. Let's see. I also love the Koa as Old Grove Wood. To me, that, like I said, they've been like the best sounding acoustics. Mr. Mick says maybe a future show we can all show our pedal boards and critique them. Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah,
We can
absolutely.
do that.
That's cool, man, for sure.
Or we could, we could visit Ben Coombs' show when he's doing that as well. He does that when Sundays. He does that, or Monday.
That's the Monday night thing.
Monday. You have a link for his channel we can share with everybody.
I
Cool.
can certainly
You can,
Yeah, that's
Yes.
kind of one of Ben Coombs' regular things. He'll has you send in pictures of his pedal board and he'll critique them.
like Ryan Fluff.
Yeah.
I love that when
Yeah.
people send in the gear and
Sean
my
Hockey
favorite
says
was
it.
graphite. Sending in the picture of the tuner, and that's it. It's like
Yeah.
perfect.
He says, I think your second channel should be Oh You Watch Me Noodle too. Would be a great channel, honestly.
there you go.
I've honestly thought about, like, I'll be sitting around on a Saturday, just doing nothing. and I'll come down here and I'll start playing. I'm gonna be like, I wonder if anybody would watch if I just turned it on live and just
go live.
ignored everybody and just
Yeah.
played like I normally do, just kind of dicking around. Would anybody watch that?
Just go like this. Just go.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you can just hear me play. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Would anybody want to see that? I don't know. Alonzo says that song was from Facelift. Roland Young says that was an awesome idea, so I guess at least 2 people would come and watch it. Richard says he met Lane Staley back around 1990. That would be cool. Let's see. Got to talk to him for about 10 minutes. Just he and a good friend of mine. That's very, very cool. John DeShane says he uses the H90. He was one of the lucky first that got one of those. I went to see if my local store had one, and they said, well, we got one, and it sold immediately. And the next ones we have will be here, I think he said early June. So I'm definitely going to have one of those, I'm sure.
Yeah.
3 excellent players. I'm assuming you mean who I was talking about, Eddie Gilmore and Cantrell.
Because
Yep, the Holy Grail H90.
I made it easier for you to get 10.
Janice says, I mean, how special can you be if other people can do your sound? See, that's the thing, though, is people can duplicate what you're doing, but it's the creativity of coming up with what it is that people are duplicating. Like, you know, anything that Eddie did, you know, like... I mean, come on, who's coming up with that? I'm not, you know. So it's the creativity of it, and it doesn't have to be difficult stuff to play. It's just the creativity of how they put their notes together,
and that's the feel of it too.
The feel of it, yeah. I mean, you know, I come up with some riffs from time to time, and I think they're pretty cool. But I think that's mostly the thing is people like the creativity of what that artist is doing, and I think that's where it is.
So I was looking at DD500 on reverb is $225.
Yeah, that's not bad. It's not bad. I mean, it's not the cheapest delay pedal out there, but it's going to give you the most features, I think, out of anything that's out there. Sean says absolutely he would watch me noodle.
No.
Okay, well that's 3. Mr. Mick, I would watch it. Okay, that's 4. Patty says I would watch. That's 5. Okay. I don't know. Maybe maybe I'll just impromptu just hit the live one day and just jam out.
Useless. I wish
I could get on the spring cleaning and sort this out and get that interface plugged in. And
sadly,
yeah. Ryan Hall says, Janice, I think it's cool when you can play a other person like Eddie, but in the moment, my music doesn't sound like Eddie's sound because that's Ed, not me. Yeah. But I love to play and try to sound like other. Yeah. That's, you know, it's the tone that they get, the feel that they have. With Ed, a lot of it is, you know, I can't do it because it's the swing that he has, you know, with his playing. Try to learn Hang 'em High. See how long that takes you.
Right.
Let's see. Mike Olson says he would watch. Okay, so we got a bunch of people that would just watch me sit and noodle. I'd probably forget everybody was here and, you know, I don't know, pick my nose or something. I don't know. Yeah, John is saying that it's all feel.
it's too bad you put the acoustic down. I could go for some nutshell right now. You do a really good version of that.
Yeah, I mean, I can pick it up again if that's what.
Not too far away?
Not too far away. Just seem to be tangled in all these chords.
Did you try that again where you mute your vocal mic and just pick up the guitar through the cab mic?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, what pickups do you have on that Kramer fair warning?
Those are USA Wolfgang pickups.
Okay, that's what I thought. Because when you had the background, I saw the pickups, and you can see the pickups on there. And I'm like, they look like Wolfgangs.
This background right here.
Yeah.
They
They look like Wolfgangs.
Should I bring my diamond sword and diamond pickaxe?
Yeah, they are. All right, I'll be right back.
It would be funny
Why?
if you spawn the wither in the nether by the portal, and then you go into the portal, and when you doing whatever you need
Change
to
this real
do,
quick
the
here.
wither comes out of the portal and destroys the village.
Yeah.
I think that's what I was playing earlier when I was kind of demoing this for
Or you
Mr.
need-
Olson.
or you-
So let me do like you're saying. I'll turn this off.
Just come up.
Oh, do it. Oh wait, you can't.
None.
You don't have to stream.
It's better with the mic on.
You can do
It's
it.
obviously a Zoom thing and not a StreamYard thing.
Yeah, must be. Yeah, must be. All right, let me bring
Yeah.
these back down.
Unless you take the echo canceling off, because I think it's trying to noise gate or noise suppress.
I wonder if that's even on for me, because I usually turn that off. I thought. Let's see. Oh, where is that in the audio? Yeah, I have it turned off.
Okay.
Okay.
Here, if you can make
I have advantages of running the headphone.
Now you asked for a nutshell though, didn't you?
bring one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of repetitive, you know, without the lyrics to it. You know, it just gets repetitive, but
Yeah, but those
very cool acoustic song.
those chord changes are just
And it's relatively easy, in case anybody's wondering how to play it. Let's see. Just an E minor, a G, D, and then your C chord that looks like a G. And then a lift. And then
right. But then when it goes back into those other changes, it's the way. Oh,
Yeah.
Gotta love it.
The
Gotta love
cadence
it.
of it all. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. That's the chord right there. I love that chord.
gotta love Alice in Chains, man. Gotta love
Yep.
it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's see. How does that? There it is. Just the simple things he does with that is just so freaking awesome. I mean, it's just lifting up your little first finger there on the last E.
Brings me back to the campfire. when we used
Right.
to hang around
Yeah.
the campfires with my
Yeah, yep.
friends.
All kinds of good acoustic
yeah,
Alice in
man.
Chains stuff, man.
Gotta have an acoustic around here.
Like Trev says, he had to go buy one just hearing all that stuff.
Yeah,
Right.
for sure, man.
Good stuff.
Now I gotta break out my 12 string.
Now you're talking.
Let's see. I got to catch up on some chat here. Nutshell, what a song. Still gives me the chills. Yeah, it's a great one. Let's see. I think Nutshell was a leftover song from Mad. Was it Mad Season? Yeah. Which actually, let's see if I can still remember that. Let's see. Give me a second to remember this. How does that go?
What was that song? What was
I
that
think that's
song?
how
Of,
it
the river of the
River of Deceit. Yeah.
goes down.
Yeah. One of the best songs ever written.
Down.
Just, it's been so long since I played that. There it is.
That's it. I'm trying to think of the chord changes in my head. That's it.
Okay, enough.
Oh no, man! Keep going, brother. Keep going.
You guys can pull out your acoustics and play. All right, let me get caught up in the chat here. Let's see.
I still have a roast in the oven.
I could be wrong, but it has the vibe and groove. Blackbird by Paul McCartney.
You're wrong.
Let's see. Man, the chord changes are amazing. Yeah, I'm assuming you're talking about Nutshell.
Show. Yeah.
Sorry, guys. What's Ryan's song Nutshell? Who? What?
Alice in
That's
Chains,
Alice
brother.
in Chains Nutshell. The Alice in Chains acoustic
Five, pair of flies.
unplugged, and also on the unplugged
Yeah.
Right.
MTV Unplugged. That's the version that I play.
Sure.
Let's see.
Windows once I finish.
Rotten Apple, another killer Alice in Chains acoustic
Oh,
jam.
yeah.
S. McMillan, I don't think we've welcomed you into the chat. Welcome in.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
Acoustics are a pleasant change to my fellow Canucks. Love Red Rider.
cheers.
Cheers, brother man.
Just
Graphite
talking
and
about
cigars.
the big friends the other night.
It's such a shame to think of all the music that heroin has taken from us. Yeah, man.
Indeed.
Mad Season, down, all down. Yeah,
Yeah.
excellent. Yep, Hit Metal Works the same. River of Deceit. Yep. One of all time. Mine too. Man, I just love that song. When I found out about that band and who all was in it, I was like, yeah, I gotta hear this. And that song, just something about Lane's voice. You know, it's just.
Oh, man.
It's just awesome. It just had his own specific tone
When I heard
to
him
it.
sing, "Wake up, young man, it's time
Cuts
to
you right to the
wake
feels.
up."
Janice says, I don't know Alice in Chains at all. Janice,
Oh.
come with me for a minute. I'm going to show you something here behind the tool shed.
Oh, yeah.
You got to check out some Alice in Chains,
Oh,
Janice.
Janice, you
Seriously.
definitely got to hear some.
Start with
Yeah,
their
so-
start with their MTV Unplugged stuff,
Oh,
and
yeah.
that'll give you an introduction to the acoustic side. But then, you know, they're a hard rock band, so definitely check out some Alice in Chains, Janice. James G says, I saw Alice in Chains open for a band called My Sister's Machine in the Paramount Theater in Seattle early days.
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very cool. I saw Alice in Chains open for Van Halen. Go right here.
You know when I saw Alice in Chains? Oh, look at that.
Right on.
You there? Van Halen with Alice in Chains.
Awesome.
December 6th, what does that say? 1991.
I saw
That was
Alice.
hands down to this day the best concert that I've ever
Isn't
seen.
it? Isn't it? Yeah. Now, when I saw Alice in Chains, they were opening up for the Clash of the Titans, which was Slayer, Anthrax,
Metallica.
Megadeth.
Oh, that's right.
Slayer,
Yeah,
Anthrax,
that was
Megadeth, and it was Alice in Chains opening up for them. Oh my goodness! What a clash, right?
Mhm.
But all of us were into Alice in Chains at that time.
Yeah.
I wouldn't really consider them grunge
Right.
back then, but they were in the,
both Alice in Chains and Soundgarden. They were metal bands.
They were
I
metal.
saw them at Metal Mondays at Club Soda in Vancouver. We had the convenience of
Right.
being a 2-hour bus ride away. So those bands, when they were bar bands, they came through town.
they were heavy.
Those guys were bands back
Yeah,
then.
the distortion tones that came out of them, it's just unbelievable.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, nobody threw any beer bottles or anything derogatory at them, man. It was great. It was a blast.
Yeah, Mike Olson is saying you're missing out, Janice, for sure, for sure. So as soon as you're getting some time, you're going to check them out. Very good.
Just have to
MTV
make sure you
Unplugged
play some
album
more
is
of that on your
amazing.
show.
Say again?
And make sure you play some more of that on your show, and that way she'll have to digest it.
Exactly.
Yes, Half Ace. Yes, that was at the Alpine Valley show, and I also went to. It was called the World Music Theater. So I saw them both.
Very cool. John Deshane says, I love the gunshot sound effects. Come here and let me show you how they work. Ask me about my Transtrim guitar again.
Can't have it.
I'm just messing with you, buddy. Let's see. Ryan Hall says, Janice, you are not alone. I know of them, but heard some of their songs, but I'm more of a southern rock and roll and some folk song and country.
Oh, you'll love them, Ryan. You'll
Yeah,
love
check them out, dude. Yeah, you'll absolutely love it.
check out Man in a Box.
It's all good.
Janice is going to schedule some time, maybe in June.
Jesus.
This is something that you can put on while you're, vacuuming or fixing your stove or cooking on your
She's
stove.
watching other people's shows, man. I get it. Janice is
Yeah.
everywhere. She's always
Yeah.
watching somebody's something.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
There
Oh,
was one
yeah.
hell of a sod fight during Megan Death.
Always at Alpine Valley. At Alpine Valley, up in Wisconsin, if you get the lawn seats, the lawn goes up on an incline. You get the lawn seats, and people would just grab just chunks of sod and start throwing it towards the pavilion seats. So if you have seats where you can actually sit down, you'll get pegged in the head. Don't take offense to it. You'll just sit there, mind your own business, and boom! Oh, you
Just
look
one
back.
of them things, yeah.
Yeah, I saw a show at Alpine Valley that Marilyn Manson was opening up, and when Marilyn Manson came on, Marilyn Manson just stormed off the stage. He threw the mic down and just quit, left. He kept on getting pegged with sod from the people in the lawn seats. But yeah, that's what happens, man. When you go through it was Fear Factory, Machine Head, and it's like all these heavy bands.
Maybe that's what the crowd wanted, and that's why they kept pelting him. So
yeah, they just pelted him, and then that's when Fear Factor came on, and all the sod just calmed down. It was just.
Oh my goodness. John DeShane, he says, "Not Dick in a Box." That's a different song. I don't know what you're listening to, John, but I've never heard of that one.
That's that SNL skit.
Yeah.
I guess
Justin
so.
Timberlake and Andy Samberg or something.
Oh, I don't guess I've seen it. I hate to say it, but I stopped watching Saturday Night Live back when like Eddie Murphy and those guys were on there. When they were gone, I stopped watching it.
The 90s were pretty good. Adam Sandler and Will Ferrell and stuff. But, I've been out of touch for the last 10 years probably.
I got more stockings too.
At OU812, I said it more than once here, I think, but I'll say it again. Thank you for our guitar channel. It is actually about guitar and our love for it. Absolutely, brother. Yep.
Thank you, man.
Like I said,
I'm not wearing a skirt this time. A kilt.
I'm just sitting here sharing what I love to do. If I wasn't doing this, live, I would be down here playing on these, and I appreciate that you guys like to come and listen to me do it,
That's awesome, man.
anybody else that comes on. And that was kind of one of the things that I wanted to do differently with this channel. I think I've said before is other channels you go and you're just a person in the chat and you ask a question and you hope they get to it, or anybody here in the chat is welcome to email me, get a link, jump in here, and play some of your riffs, show off your stuff, talk about your gear, whatever you want to do. So kind of a different platform. So
I'm sorry.
what you got?
I'm just laughing at the chat, but I want to answer Fruitcake Tony's real quick, and then Graphite. Who was playing guitar for Marilyn Manson? It was not John Five. I did put the link in the description for Fruitcake Tony's. Go check it out. Just yesterday, he had John Five. Thank you.
Show me your pick.
Thank you, Griff. Show me your pick. And talking about John Five, and it was not John Five because I'm a big John Five fan, and it was the what was his name? Twiggy. I forgot his name, the guitar player for Marilyn Manson. I wasn't a Marilyn Manson fan, to be honest with you. When John Five was on, for sure, man, that guy can rock. So, and Graphite and Cigars, because I said I wasn't wearing a kilt this time. He says, "LOL, you still look the same upside down." Yeah.
Let's see. Janice stopped after the second episode on SNL. That was a long time ago.
Oh man.
SNL has always been hot and cold. Still check it out occasionally. I don't get the references in it yet.
Yeah. I stopped watching it.
Let's see, John.
Things start getting political. No politics. I'm done.
Let's see.
Back in
Sean
the
Hoggy
90s,
says
I
you
mean,
actually
I first
play
saw,
guitar and not talk about it. Yep. Go ahead,
I
Trev.
first saw Pearl Jam on Saturday Night Live.
Really?
And the Cranberries, and they used to have some pretty good bands.
They used to be
Mhm.
cool. Yeah, absolutely,
Stuff
man.
comes through, but-
Some great live shows that. You know what my favorite was? Seeing Van Halen or Eddie. Actually, I should say Van Halen, but even Van
Yeah.
Halen on David Letterman.
Hmm.
Yeah,
When Valerie Bertinelli would be the
The guest, yeah.
guest, and then she'd go, right, honey, and then Eddie would just be sitting there like, what?
Yeah.
Funny. It's like smoking a cigarette. And,
Yep. Like catching you with your, your emoji
yeah, right.
when we start. Yeah. John says, I like this channel because it's actually about playing and gear, not all the other stuff. Well, I mean, we can do some of the other stuff.
Talk about pumpkin pies and stuff.
Yeah, we can make a pumpkin pie, yeah. Let's see.
As if you're watching the replay, love you, man.
Yeah, Laz, you know that we like to poke at you a little bit, but
He
he
knows
he
that. I've
knows
known
it's
Laz
in
for a
good
long
fun. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see. MIDI mapping. That is something that I have never done, and that is the reason that I don't have any MIDI control pedals is because I'm afraid that I won't be able to figure it out.
Yeah, man. You know what? I used to love doing that stuff. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. MIDI was like my thing. When I had my rack gear, I was like I shouldn't compare myself to him. Let me rephrase that. I love being like Bob Bradshaw and Dave Friedman, wiring everything and programming everything where hit a button and you get to that channel and MIDI program, turn this on, turn this off. What I wanted to get away from is that whole programming stuff and go back to the basics of playing a head, two pedals, and just playing. Because I spent so many hours sitting there in front of tweaking the presets and programming and this and that, getting the channels. I at one point I really wanted to become a guitar tech to actually do that for other guitar players.
Mm-hmm.
But my wife would just go, you spend so much time in front of that thing. I would spend more time in front of my rack gear instead of the TV. That's how obsessed I was.
Yeah.
Notebooks. I have notebooks and notepads and notes of everything that I would do and program and effect levels and this programs and this channel this and this. I was obsessed with it. So now when I see all this fractal and neural DSP, I love it. But I try to stay away from it because I know I'm going to get dragged in. I'll get dragged in for sure.
Yeah.
I love that stuff.
Yeah, and I know that at some point I probably need to get me some type of a MIDI mapping pedal to change, some of the presets like I talked about.
If I was in your basement, I'd probably program it in 5 minutes, man.
Well, come on, I'll fly you down. Let's see, Symmetry Man Oh Man before Pearl Jam. Can you imagine the music if we never lost Mother Love Bone?
Yeah,
they were pretty cool.
John Deshane says we do the other stuff. He'll see you after that. All right. What was the song Eddie was playing with the SNL band on an old SNL show? Val introduced him.
I saw a clip of that recently in the social media somewhere.
Was that?
It was kind of cool.
Stomp and H or something like that.
Yeah, what was it? Tony, you still in here, man? Fruitcake Tony won't know. I can't remember.
Yeah, John Desane says if he remembers correctly, G.E. Smith and Eddie had come up with it. I think it was Stomp and H or something like that.
I think it is.
Let's see.
That sounds like
Zach Thong talking about hockey. Stanley Cup coming to Toronto this year. My wife would be elated. She's a huge Leafs fan.
I hope.
Mr. Mick says, same. I sold my HX Stomp and went back to my amp and pedal board. I sold a Helix just because. There it is. 8H. Stomping 8H.
Yeah, yes. 8H.
Yep. So I'm caught up in the chat. Rob, he was signaling that he had to leave. He didn't want to interrupt you earlier. So
Oh,
he split
Rob.
on out of here. So we appreciate Rob stopping by.
Thank you for stopping by, Brother Rob.
And we are coming up to the 3-hour mark.
Holy
So
cow!
I think that probably we need to go ahead and do that.
Let's do this. Let's give this away. How many people we have in the chat?
We have, let's see, let me refresh this.
You're probably like, it's probably some guitar pick.
I got 31 watching right now.
Okay.
So let's see how many we have
One more
entered.
time.
We have
Hashtag
27 that have entered. So hashtag win in the chat.
Hashtag
It's your
win.
last chance. And we're going to spin for the mystery box, whatever is in there. Are we going to spin first and get the winner and then we find out what it is?
Do you want me to? If you want, I can.
It's up to you.
Let's open it up so everyone knows, and maybe
It's your show now.
We'll get some more people in here,
Yeah. Okay.
because then they'll be like, "What is it?" All right, here it is. We were talking about tuners before, right?
I believe so.
Let's give this away.
Oh, look at there. We got a silver snark tuner. And that's a little clip on like I was showing earlier, similar to that, right?
Yeah.
Very cool. Very generous of you.
Why not? I got so many tuners. I got a Boss tuner. I have a Korg tuner. I have the Peterson tuner. I have the
None of them
Guitar
matter.
tuner.
RoboScope.
I got a Snark tuner. I got this Snark tuner. The RoboStomp.
Oh, look at this. Johnny Bean. Looks like I'm just in time. Hashtag win.
Hashtag win. Yeah, you want to tune it, man. And you know what? You know what I'll do too? I'll throw this in there as well.
Oh, I thought it was going to be an R2 pick.
Harley Davidson.
I'll
That's
get.
cool, though.
I'll get
Does
another.
the only problem with that is if you leave it laying around, it leaks oil. on
Yeah.
your guitar.
I'll throw that in the box.
All right, so we've got 28 entries so far, 31 watching, couple more seconds. Hashtag win in the chat for R2R3's generous mystery box, which contained a Snark tuner. Hashtag win in the
I
chat.
don't have an R2 pick. I would give this one away. I gave some away from my channel. This is the only one I have left.
Yeah, you got to keep that. You got to keep that.
This is from my show, my brother Dave, Joe Wentz Project, and my logo there. Everyone recognizes the avatar. But I will give away a glow in the dark Joe Wentz Project TV pick.
There we go.
I'll throw that in there.
Yeah, very, very kind of you, R2. All right, last chance. Hashtag win in the chat. Hashtag win in the chat. We are going to spin.
Spin it. Spin the
We
wheel.
have 28 entries, and here we go. Let me get set up here for. Let me see what we've got.
Janice, you type it in. Robbie, you still in there? You need a tuner? Everyone needs to be in tune, man. You got to play. You got to be in tune.
Okay, we ready to go?
Do it to it, man. Hashtag win.
All right, hashtag win. Everybody's hashtag wind. Let's go.
Come on now. And the winner is
Graphite Cigars. Congratulations to Graphite and Cigars. So, now do they have to be present to win? Oh, there he is.
There he is.
Huh?
Winning.
I was just gonna say you don't have to be present to win.
Okay.
Somebody will get a hold of you. But if you're still in here, I'll throw these two picks in there.
Yep. If you want to, you can email your details to my email in the description.
Yeah.
Or if you know R2's email, his contact, you can get in contact with him.
Yeah, but if not, contact Ryan. Ryan will shoot it over to me. I'll send this out because I want to mail this out at the same time. I know Quentin's not in here, but I have a package for Quentin. It's a belated birthday gift. If you watch
Very
this
cool.
video.
Very, very generous of you, R2, R3. We appreciate that. So,
Yeah,
Right on.
absolutely.
we are now ticking past the 3-hour mark, so that's going to be it for me.
Graphite's like in the chat. Who needs a tuner?
Taking the highest bid.
Hey now.
So, now again, appreciate everybody for stopping by, hanging out with us.
Thank you.
Appreciate everybody that joined in. Rob, Trev, Symmetry. Graphite Cigars, congratulations. Appreciate everybody hanging out in the chat, coming to see us. We'll do it again Thursday. Transtrim Thursday. Do something. And then again next Sunday. So, again, thanks for everybody coming out, hanging out.
Graphite wants to give it away.
He wants to give it away?
It's up to you, Graphite. It's up to you, man. Graphite Cigars. Because I have several. Give it to someone who really needs it.
Yeah, you can give it to somebody local that you know that's playing guitar. How about that? So, all right. Appreciate everybody stopping in. We'll see you next time. Appreciate it again, R2, R3. Real generous with the giveaway.
Absolutely, man. Yeah.
Trev, we'll catch you next time. Everybody in the chat, we'll catch you next time. Later. See ya.
Peace.
Yeah.